All right. Should be fine. She'd be able to hear me. Everything's good. Group 9, session 39.
Oh, let's
Hey,
go.
buddy.
Praise Palor.
Praise the sun god.
There's nobody in this group that praises Paylor. Y'all chill.
Worship. So much worship by the gods. Okay. So we are starting session 39 today. Session 38. Basically, we ended up at the altar of flowers. We then were transported to some miraculous place that suggests it's kind of a almost like maybe like a pocket dimension, right? It exists between worlds was how it was phrased. And so imagine for yourself in the same kind of interdimensional space that a bag of holding or something would take you is kind of very similar to what was loosely described from the Druids as they kind of, and the matriarch particularly of Trisha from the Salinaur. Now, a little bit short and sweet. There wasn't much here that we decided to pursue because we were taken almost like prisoners. It was without chains and bonds, but they were essentially not letting you leave. And it seemed that the matriarch Trisha was not supposed to be the matriarch that Sylvana said, as the matriarch Yslinna was actually the matriarch after Kalima, which was the betrayer. And that makes them believe that, makes Sylvana believe that things weren't quite right? Usually it's not here. And then turns out Trisha is a little bit of turning evil as well, perhaps. And it's all coming down from this ginormous fucking tree that they call Talus. And says, Talus gives us these gifts, they give us this magic. In exchange, we have to like take a vow, like an oath, that we have to stay here, we have to have service, right? Such like that. And so it's really comes to the dynamic of Sylvana and Trisha, where Trisha was like on the fence, basically back maybe how many years ago, right? And like, I don't want to do that. I want to see the rest of the world. I want to explore. And upon Trisha's death, Sylvana actually let you all know that Trisha was someone that they knew upon their birth. They actually knew Trisha being born by Yslinna as a mother. And that they had maybe a slight guardianship, if you will. And so it was just really surprising to see what became of Trisha in Sylvana's perhaps absence for so many years. And time is a tricky thing here. Time is moving a lot differently than you all suspected as characters. You might have a kind of an idea that you're heading into kind of a really different, horrible land, but it's alive. There's like a lot of creatures moving around. The fog seems to not affect you all as well as your wolves. It did affect one of your party prior to getting finding the way to the other party. But it's not what you expect as characters, I suppose. But and then the time thing is what's trippy. So they suggested, and this is something maybe take note of, is that there's a little bit of a swing of like 3 days. So you can imagine that like one day surpasses out there, 3 days will surpass in here. So you will basically go through 3 days of stuff and only one day will actually happen out there. And even more trippy yet, when you're in that weird interdimensional space of the Salinaur, time is going crazy fast. So like all these days passed by, and for you all it was like minutes, if not an hour. And you're like, whoa, what just happened? And so it's all this bending of time and how it works. And it's just really out there in terms of the knowledge of your characters right now. You probably don't care. It's manage your characters probably don't care a whole lot about that at the present moment. But of course, food for thought, later down the road, investigating, figuring out. So Claire joined us in our adventure. There seemed to be someone that is trying to figure out what is going on in Thixia. Primarily, someone that might be invested in that and just kind of banding together because you have like-minded agendas maybe as you move through. And also the fact that they right? Claire, as well as yourselves, don't seem to be impacted by the fog. So that's another thing here. Now, what has occurred, and this will be the end of the recap, so I'm not talking like so much here, but what's occurred is that Claire has made way to your party because of their own kind of stuff that they have that's bonding kind of towards your goals, right, and what you're doing. Now, it doesn't mean we have to go straight to Thixia, right? There's a couple more pieces to the puzzle I think you all are trying to figure out here right now. And in addition, Sylvana, right, you know, having, what are they going to do at this moment? Because we're still technically in the Altar of Flowers. We've just gone through a long rest. And really, it's going to come down to where you all want to head, what you all want to do at this stage. But Thixia seems to be one of those potential things. We know there's something on the south side of Crapple Lake that we're interested in because of what happened to Donlin. And then, how did Claire, time-wise, how did that work? Well, simply put, you're in the interdimensional space. So many minutes passed by, right? Those turned into hours and days. And so, anyways, who knows what's happened to Fort Farron? Just kidding. No, no, hundreds of years, no, please. No, nothing that drastic. But. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll put us back, I suppose, onto the Altar of Flowers map. It's going to be pretty jerk. Make sure my Patreon is all plugged into here. Better reset the server, so I have to probably relog into things. So, as described, even in the night, there's still a lot of activity. There's still a lot of things and people and such moving about. So, in the Altar of Flowers here, you might see occasional sprites moving by in a flock. That's how you call them. I don't know if you call them a flock. They have wings, not birds. I think we had this conversation with bats being a colony. But I don't know how you'd say like a group of a body of sprites as they're flying by. You might have a shifting of a bush here or there, but you're protected, the Altar of Flowers, it seems, from the towering trees that surround and through the areas here. So you have some protection and such. As far as the party is concerned, Jax, you're not here, right? You decided to do your rest due north of here, but not in the fog, right? So as I had described, the fog is like rolling and creating a barrier around this space. It's like it's almost like the fog can't get in here. But that corruption and that fog are just ever so slowly, right, encompassing the space. So it's not stopping here. Now, the staff, as far as the staff of the matriarch, Jax, you have that staff, so it's given to you by Sylvana, who used it to get you out of the place, interdimensional place with Salinar, where Talos is. And Sylvana has gathered some food products, either some like funguses that are now kind of glowing at the moment. And funguses that are like bioluminescent, right? They're glowing at the present moment, and then other sorts of fruits and things that they have collected. So there is places to kind of forage and find food and stuff. And they did that too before you took your long rest, right? They went out and did that. So they're going to go ahead and do that again to kind of collect things just to make sure that the journey ahead is set forth. But you notice from their facial expressions that they're having a bit of difficulty. In fact, the difficulty as far as like maybe inner conflict, and you see strain ever so on their brow, maybe a little bit of kind of a long stare or a pause every so often, and it could be from the events that transpired in the Grove.
So, where are we going?
For a stroll through the friendly marshland, right?
Yeah, but where at in the marshland? I'm a dumbass, and that was a dumb answer.
We're in a marshland with fog that's blowing up people's minds. Who knows what it's doing to minds? Like, is there a right direction? Like, which?
Michael,
Yep.
having I out of character have forgotten. In character, when I was looking at the map prior to entering the forest, where was it again that around where I saw the column of light? Because I don't remember it being here.
That's a cripple.
Ah, yeah.
South of Cripple Lake. So
That's right.
Yeah, Sylvana told us, I think it was Sylvana told us that there was essentially a fortress or something there.
once upon a time.
Right. We should be headed a bit further south, or we'll have to cross the Fair River. If I perhaps make a small raft or something.
There's also these towers, which I believe we know are connected to something. The
Towers
Mulsanne.
sound fun. Can we crash them?
That's probably not a good idea to break the towers. I don't know what they're for.
Well, no,
So-
when we crush them.
Sylvana looks. Towers of Morsatra. They are created by magic and bonded to the Morsatra. They have twins that exist in the Feywild, in the Autumn Vale.
Some sort of conduit, I suppose.
I'm not familiar with how they work. I just know that they are responsible for making sure that the congruence is bridged whenever it is necessary.
Well, in that case, if we intend to, Lusk here. If we intend to correct the congruence back to its rightful destination, the towers may be necessary. Don't know we want to destroy them.
We're trying to turn that back on.
Well, at the very least, point it back to where it's supposed to go, so that it ain't pointing to the Shadowfell. I suppose shutting it off is a decent plan B.
Maybe the first step, though, is finding out who or what is responsible for originally flipping it, I suppose.
Well, she already told us that.
Oh.
Kalima, right? That's
Yeah,
the heart.
person whose heart we're carrying around in a jar. Yeah.
Lima, the first matriarch to the Salinar people. They betrayed the conflict between Thixia. They have some responsibility into the shadows and to the fog, to the undead. We met on the battlefield. As we fought against the undead, Kalima seemed to have some sort of power over them. Upon defeating Kalima and a number of Salinar that joined their forces with them, Rugash appeared. We had no other choice but to retreat. Might be wondering how I got the heart. Didn't fully describe that. Before I fled, I took it from Kalima's body.
Weird question. You say Kalima was defeated, and you have a heart, and you're being very vague about this, but is this Kalima still walking around.
Figured it's kind of a don't ask, don't tell kind of situation, but
If you have to ask, I can only tell you that Kalima could be alive. The magic of Orsiphus is strong, and the undead seem perilous. Relentless, I suppose, more better described. Even the removal of the heart, I wouldn't be certain that Kalima is truly dead. But it beats. Even now, it still strikes. Moves. There's still magic. It is something that Rugash wants, desperately needs.
Okay.
Which brings us back to the question of what would happen if we destroyed it, or conversely, what would happen if we cured it, cleansed it?
There's no magic that I have that can cure this. Curse, perhaps, placed upon it requires more than I have power to, or perhaps knowledge of.
is that something a significant power like the Sun Tree might do?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Sun Tree. I've only heard the stories told from some of the Order of the Light that have passed through. And of course, Priest Dumbly Goldbelly.
It's a friendly little guy.
Indeed.
Well, I was talking about the tree, but Goldbelly too.
Smiles at you slightly. The Sun Tree has power to heal and cure. It is possible that it could work on the heart. But even if you manage that, and the curse is lifted, I don't know how much value you would have from the heart itself. If there is magic that sustains it, and thereby channels it to do something and some sort of effect to what's around us, then only removing the curse would stop the heart. And it would simply become a piece of Kalima that is no longer alive.
That's a fair point.
So we need to put the heart back in Kalima before we break the curse.
To what gain? To what purpose?
That's a good question. You know, if Kalima's the one responsible for this whole congruence mess, why do we want to break the curse for them and not just, you know, remove them from the board?
Well, I mean, I think that is the plan. We just don't know much about how they are connected to this mishap of the conveyance. So, if simply destroying them is an option, that might be the only option. But if cutting out their heart didn't do it, I would gather that's a rather difficult task.
Well, judging by what you're telling me about this dragon wanting the heart so much, seems like it holds some sort of value.
This is exactly why I took it, hoping to use it as a bargaining chip. Alas, it hasn't worked. I'm more motivated to destroy it now than ever. Being so close, what seeks it?
There is perhaps one way we might be able to find out, but it is not without risk.
Go on.
Kanan's gonna take the stone necklace, and he's going to attempt to have a vision of the past. He's specifically trying to see Grugash interacting with Kalima or trying to retrieve the heart, something that would like show the connection between the two.
Okay. Go and make a saving throw.
That one is wisdom.
Yes, visions are wisdom.
Oh, lovely.
Starting off strong tonight.
You focus into your stone and try to pull figments of memory outwards from the dragon that the stone is connected to. You lose yourself for a brief moment, but nothing comes of it. For a few minutes, you try more, but still nothing. It could be because of the fog around you. It could be because of maybe fatigue. You just rested. It certainly can't be that.
Oh well. It's worth a try. I got nothing. I suppose I could ask the dragon, but the last time we did that, the dragon showed up, and that would probably be not excellent at the moment.
Yeah, about that. How exactly are you intending on, well, defeating a dragon?
By stabbing it.
Just like that.
Well, I
That's
mean,
how we defeated the last one.
he has a magic dragon slaying sword.
Okay, fair enough.
That's part of it.
Well, I don't. Actually, I should probably get that back from you before we fight Grugash.
That's a good
That's
point.
probably a good point, yeah. I'm not using it at the moment. Do you have an attunement slot?
I can make one.
Can you make one?
For a weapon? Of course I do.
Most certainly, good sir. Indubitably. If your intention
So-
is to slay Grugash, the last battle that we had was in the southeastern shores of Crippled Lake. Once returned to the battlefield, is where I buried, at least made some of the stones, to mark the graves, the fallen Freljord. The dragon flew from the west, over Crippled Lake, through the fog. Somehow it emerged in that direction. It is all I could aid for you. Water dripped, acid billowed from the underbelly as it flew closer to us. It took the ground as it landed. Its acid breath melted stone, took limbs from my sisters. And it did not care. Grugash did not care. No consequence. The destruction it caused. Not even to its own undead that it seemed to command, moved.
Well, that would very likely put the dragon very near to the place with the pillar of light we want to examine. So we probably shouldn't attempt that until we're ready to fight the dragon.
We are after help. There are groups of creatures that still live within the marshes of Veiling. At least they did last time that I was here. It was many, many years ago. The Mukluk, the Bullywugs, they occupy a large territory of the northwestern side of the marshes. A perilous journey for any undead, for their home is submerged in water and reeds. They dominate that land, riding over with toads, frogs, and swimming under with spears and nets. They have traps everywhere. If we were to march into their territory like we did the Salinar here within the Altar of Flowers, may be able to communicate with them and see if they have any information, the whereabouts, Grugash, or maybe where the undead lie, where they move, where they exist, reside within Thixia itself. There is a catch with the Bullywugs. They are not the most intelligent of creatures. That can become infuriating for many. Try to speak with them and negotiate some sort of arrangement. They tend to like shiny baubles, trinkets. They prize them. It's a sure way of at least winning an audience with their king. Whoever that is now, I do not know. They will always go by the name Mukluk, though. The other group is the Ivrai Rangers. They lie in the west, far across the river. They used to have a fishing village and a few shelters there. They banded together under the Ivrai name. From other groups of rangers, they've been assisting Fae and helping them. I ran into them several times, and they know the marshes. They will have up-to-date information, more so than I have. But to get to them, we have to cross much territory. In fact, we will have to pass through the Mukluk territory if we are to go on the north side of the marshes. If we try to avoid the Mukluk, we'll have to go far to the south. We'll run into the Three Lakes of Duza, which is the last group that I know of. Lizard folk. They have many tribes that sit to a swampland that's not fully submerged, but thick with reeds and tall grass and other trees that cling. There's much cover, difficult terrain. The lizard folk occupy these land bridges that connect the lakes and the unsubmerged areas. They're heavily patrolled and trapped. Don't know if we can count on the lizard folks. As you have seen in the battle, the siege, the attack, Fort Farron. There were lizard folks there. They were undead, corrupted. Lizard folk may not exist anymore, the Three Lakes of Duza. Not the ones we want to interact with. Choice is yours. I can go with you and accompany and help you, but Salinar have no matriarch. Their staff is taken from them. There'll be need for some sort of command here around the Altar of Flowers and the Treants and the Fae that guard this place. I can stay here and help them. Or I can go with you. Choice is yours.
Personally, I don't mind if you stay, but between the lizard folk and the Mukluk, would it be possible to perhaps bribe our way through with these bubbles you mentioned? If we just give them polished coins or...
Exactly. Anything that shines in their eye is valuable. It can be a copper piece that is just nicely polished. It does not have to be anything extravagant value that we have. outside these places.
On the other hand, if there's any of these lizard folk left that aren't corrupted, they might appreciate our help dealing with other corrupted lizard folk. Might earn a bit of an ally that way.
Or they might try and cook us for dinner.
Or they might. But they did seem to be a bit more, or sounded like they were a bit more sapient than the Mukluk, at least.
That's fair. The Mukluk might try and cook us for dinner too.
If I have to deal between frog people and lizard people, and the lizard people are smarter, I take the lizard people.
Oh, frogs sound kind of cool.
Well, the frogs are on the way to the ranges, which also might be useful, so we could sort of kill two birds with one stone.
It's true.
I'm on board with that idea. But before we get too far ahead of it, where is Jax? Like, does he just normally not come back until when? Like,
Whenever he wants.
okay, so hypothetically, he could be a corpse out there in the jungle, and we would just be like, you know what? They'll show up eventually.
I mean,
Thanks
when
for
you put
your
it like
concern,
that,
Claire. I've been right here in the tree listening the whole time, though.
God.
Yeah, he does that.
I tend
Voice
to think
of
the
fans.
Rangers.
He could have been a corpse.
I appreciate you worried about me. I think I don't know. I tend to agree that the Rangers are probably the best bet, and getting through the Mukluks is probably going to be easier than getting through the lizard folk. Lance, I know after dealing with this party, the last thing you want is to talk to more. I don't know, less educated people, but
It's
I
fine.
think the Rangers are the best bet to do anything, and they probably have the best information, I would guess, as well.
That makes sense with me. I mean,
Yeah, might even be able to tell us where the dragon is sleeping.
So my vote would be make our way through, either bribing or otherwise, the frog folk, and then down to the Rangers.
We could also stop in and scout out that first tower since we're going right by it.
Fair point.
suppose I should put together some acid action, polish up some coins. If you have any copper coins or just cheap currency, that would do. Pass me some of that. Get it shined up.
How about Slavana, you just said it's trinkets of any kind, right? That are shiny? That's all they're going for?
It's a suggestion of a trinket, but any sort of bauble that shines. In their eye, they find it valuable. They collect them. Many of them make belts or bracers, put it to their weapons. They decorate their little hovels with them. They like the look of them. They also believe that there is religious value in these. They have a god known as Rog that they seem to worship. Not entirely sure of that god and who they are, but believe that the more shine that you have, more reflections maybe, the more value in the afterlife you go. Militaristic view, I've seen some put them to their armor, hide, and kind of fishbone, and they do cause some distractions in battle as well.
So it's not necessarily what we would consider value. It's shiny and what looks good to them.
Exactly. Nothing that we would find valuable. And say a tome of some forbidden knowledge. They would most likely toss this into the lake.
Well, Lance, I think we can try some of my 890 ball bearings. first.
Alright, that
And
should
see,
do. Just
and see where that gets us.
The bag of infinite treasures.
The bag.
I also happen to have a bell, which they may find useful. So we can try those first, I think, before we start giving away any of our hard-earned money here. No matter how small the sum.
I was gonna say, since really that worried about that much copper, but okay. Sure, I mean, I could give me ball bearings. I'll throw together an acid etch, and we'll get them shined up nice and bright. I should do.
Is there okay? So giving something to somebody, how do you split or not? I don't want to give him 890 ball bearings, obviously, and he doesn't want 890 ball bearings.
You sure?
You sure?
I mean, maybe he does.
You
It's
sure
Lance.
about that? God,
I'll
you should
find
be
a
able.
use for him.
I think in the bottom, you have to do the trade in the bottom left. So you have to do the trade window, and I think it lets you set a quantity.
Oh, okay.
You can't do
You
the
can't
dragging.
drag.
No, because it'll send the whole item, I think. If I recall correctly, yeah, I don't think it'll divide the quantity up, but it's been a while since I've tried to drag a consumable like that with quantity. So things could have changed. I have done, a number of module updates to item piles.
Did that come through, David?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Sorry, just a second.
No, you're good. I didn't know if I froze up or.
No.
Let me see.
I was looking at the crafting.
Oh,
guide to
okay,
see
so
if
lets
there's
me
something-
select quantity.
Mhm.
So we'll do, I don't know, 20, 25 maybe?
Sure.
Try that. I can't get rid of all of them. They might come in handy. So you should have got a bell and 25 ball bearings, right?
Yep, got them.
All right, perfect. So I didn't screw it up. Donlin, you're being awfully quiet. What do you think? Frog Tower, Frog People, Rangers?
Sound good? Just tell me where to stab stuff.
I don't think we need to stab the frogs. I mean,
You'd be
Unless
advised
they-
for not to do that, actually.
unless they get violent.
You never know.
Naked violet. Back, you foul beast! Back!
I mean, frog legs, though, could be a good meal one night.
Spoken like a
So,
It's
It's
great.
delicacy on Balthus.
That's a delicacy.
I also am not sure if we need Sylvana with us, but it might be handy to get a little closer to the tower if she could do that walk through a tree thing again. Or would you guys prefer just to ride? Oh, we can't ride the wolves, can we?
We can't do
Um,
the plant thingy either because you don't listen. Things have changed here. She can't do that here.
I figured she'd get us a little closer than this, no? Or try.
The problem is she has to have a tree she recognizes, and they've all changed and moved. That's why we didn't get all the way in when she teleported us the first time.
Oh, I thought it was just she was most familiar with it. Okay. Well, I guess
I'm-
we're walking.
I would highly suggest not using transport via plants. It has been a long time since I've been here. I could very well use a tree that has been cut down and used in perhaps some building for a villainous undead creature. Just teleport right into their home. I don't know if that's where we want to be.
Oh wait, that's an option.
That's not a good
that's,
option.
That's hypothetical.
It's a hypothetical.
Send
Could
Pip
also
through
be an
first. It'll be fine.
outhouse.
Could be that. It just simply doesn't work, but
All right, I guess walking it is. What's
Safe
the
tower, frogs.
Tower,
Rangers?
frogs, rangers, I think. Yeah, and then we can actually hit 2 towers if it's still there, as we kind of make that loop potentially.
Okay,
No.
so you're gonna do. Let me go to the map here. You're gonna go to Norsatra,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna do Mukluk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kind of just like hop our way across the rivers there.
Yeah, so what's important is that this map is showcasing just waterways, and a lot of the water is kind of wide because that's where you start kind of getting into some muck area. You know, you're kind of like mucking around and stuff. And the way it's kind of done is that like where Farron River is traversing through, there is a lot of shoreline in the water that's depicted because that shore would not necessarily be easily traversable. You'd have to like muck through it and move through grass and move through reeds and stuff. So when you're traversing, you're kind of going in a southwestern direction here. So you go aim for the tower marked on the map. And then you're still in that normal terrain as far as the uprooted kind of mangrove, right? The different sorts of limbs of and roots of those trees. And there's many different flat areas. And then eventually you get to the edge of where that river is kind of marked. And that's when you start getting into difficult terrain that you're kind of mucking through. But the actual depth of the river itself is only down to, is only kind of up to the waist, right? So it's not really that bad. It's slow moving, if you will, because most of that river is already kind of delted out because of how much this place has changed and distorted. And so that river is now just being like kind of spaced and moved into other sorts of tributaries and streams aimed for Farron River because of how much destruction that the land has taken over time.
Also, would that a conversation have taken an hour? Could I have attuned to the Bane?
Do you want it to take an hour?
Yes.
Then sure.
Because I'm going to swap some attunements.
I mean, that's fine. If you want
The most intensely Donlin has ever focused on anything in an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's why Dala was so quiet, because he was like, I have items I need to put on. I don't know how to put these on. Hold on.
Okay, now we come to the question of Sylvana. I heard
Yeah, we didn't really.
people kind of saying yes, no, so we kind of have to figure that one out here. More than welcome to continue role-playing characters. Sylvana will also move off if you're doing that, so that way they're not just eavesdropping in the conversation. Most likely aiding and helping some of the trees and their wounds from the undead attacks, healing them, while their magic is fresh and restored from the long rest.
So what precisely happens to the Salinar without their staff? Do they need it in order to accept rule?
I just think it's their perceived connection to the tree.
They could probably do without that, honestly, based on what we've seen.
I tend to agree. However, much like other cultures who have been ruled by the same type of system for generations, it's not an easy adjustment. I would suggest, I mean, although her powers may be useful, I would suggest that Sylvana stay here and help them get unaddicted to this type of rule and leadership and come out on their own.
Yeah, I'm more interested in whether or not they will even follow her unless she has the staff. I don't know. Can she declare herself the new leader? Is there a ritual?
Regular Lady thinks she can lead the Salinar and help them. We should let her do it.
Or is Jax now the leader of the Salinar because he has the staff?
Jax would make a pretty princess tree man.
I'm not sure that it's a gender-specific role.
I mean, I probably would make a pretty tree person thing with baubles on.
I think it is gender specific because it was Kalima, and then her mom, that person's mom, and then that person. It might be gender specific.
Could be a coincidence.
Hmm.
Probably not. But you know.
I think we're getting off track a little here. Maybe we should ask
Right.
Sylvana.
Welcome to Group
what-
9.
What do you mean?
We're getting off
you
track
don't
here.
wanna, you don't want to picture Jax as pretty Princess Tree Man?
It's
Not for more than a few seconds.
There's, there's two effective questions: is can Sylvana rule this group or guide this group without the staff? And second, if she cannot, is Jax willing to part with the staff and or / part with an army of Salinar?
I think a third question could be, what happens to the Salinar if there's no staff and no leader?
I imagine they'll probably just wander around and die.
Are they even able to leave that place? Like,
Yeah, they came out and got us.
There could be a.
Oh, you think they have invisible leashes?
Kinda.
I mean, having them on our side at some point may be a good thing. Maybe these are questions we should bring Sylvana
Probably.
in for, but I think and maybe this is just me, but the one thing we can agree on is I don't think that if she can help here, we need her as badly as these people do to continue on.
Probably fail.
Are you willing to separate with the staff, Jax, if it comes to that?
What staff? I'm kidding.
I knew you
I
wanted to
mean-
be a pretty tree princess, man.
If it comes to it, and let's see what it comes to first.
That's fair. I didn't have a
That's
strong
a-
opinion one way or the other. I just figured we should ask you before we ask her.
I mean, pretty unique staff that's pretty valuable.
What value of doing anything?
what do you
Nothing
know
at
about?
all.
Okay, what do you know about the staff, Jax? How is it valuable to us? What can it do?
Oh, I didn't say valuable to us necessarily. It just seems like something that's really rare that would be very valuable. I guess I probably misspoke in saying that. The value to us, I don't know. If it does make me the leader, then we might have a small army here that'll follow us.
That was, my thinking.
They're kind of weak.
I mean, they can turn into whatever those things were. That was fairly. We also still don't know if they can actually leave this place, which would make it kind of an ineffective army.
We could rule Norfolk and the Altar of Flowers.
No real intention of settling here, I don't think. It's,
Fucking
bit
sellers
modest
of
for
the
my
front.
taste.
That,
Fucking
I
frontier.
gotta go south. If you want to make your own town, you can do that. But I'm going south to the warfront. So like,
Too much humidity.
Man, let's have some nice mine in here. Gotta make us a frontier town. Get some gold.
Let's see what Sylvana has to say about all of this. But I think probably the group seems unanimous, and we don't necessarily need her to continue our journey.
Yeah, if anything, I would leave it to her discretion what she would rather do.
can I stay with the pretty lady?
No.
She already rejected you, Donlin.
I don't know what you want, Donald. Because you're acting like a fool. Absolute fool.
Oh, man.
Let me go
I'm
and
just here
dub
for
down.
comedic
Let me go
relief
and dub
tonight.
down Savannah's wisdom and intelligence here. So, 1 second.
Bring it down a little.
Bring it down.
Yes, let's drop the wisdom on the druid lady so that way she's worthless to us.
Worthless. Yeah, no power at all.
That bitch just got feeble-minded.
All by just talking to us.
Yeah.
That is the effect we have on people.
I don't know if it's a we thing as much as Donla's stupidity thing, but you know, that's fine.
Claire, I hope you're not a wisdom. That won't last very long with this group.
even your ranger would spell is that rely on wisdom.
Right. Literally nobody in this group needs wisdom.
The group dumps that.
This is the
We have tons of Riz though.
We got Riz for days.
yeah.
We do. Dude,
What's,
we got
what's
some
the
Riz.
lowest charisma in the
You
party?
got
actually?
3 characters hcharisma. High charisma.
I don't know. I mean, I got
What's
16.
Lance's
charisma.
charisma?
13.
I think
Yeah, 13's our lowest charisma.
13's
That's
the lowest,
fucking
yeah.
insane.
Pip has 20 charisma. Pip also has 20 wisdom, by the way.
Yeah,
So-
This is wild.
That's
Just,
crazy.
Just because.
Just
that man can
because.
multi-class into druid and just
Yeah. So you got 2 20s, and then Kanan, you're at a 20, so 3 20s. You got 3.
you're a 22, Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
You got 3 characters and 20 charisma.
What are you,
Alex is
Donlin?
at a 16. I'm at a 14.
This party
Oh
is
my
I
gonna
need it for
God,
my
man.
taunt.
Yeah. Okay. We got the Riz.
just walk.
We're just all faces.
As soon as you walk into a fucking town, you're like, strut. You just strut. Lays his
my
back
God.
there.
Our heads everywhere we
bubbling
go.
There's a reason why I bought a wagon, so I can hide when I have.
Yeah, Lay just hides the way. Honestly, not a bad name choice for the group. Riz Masters. Just saying.
Oh my God!
Just saying. It's not bad. It's got
No,
a kind
Riddler.
of
we got the Rizzler.
the Rizzler. That sounds kind of messed up.
Yeah, I heard
Oh
that.
my God, man!
The Rizzler. I have not actually heard that before.
I've seen it around the internet a couple of times.
Is that have we got a meme right now?
It's got its own Know Your Meme page. Apparently.
Oh, no, your meme page. The
Wow.
Rizzler. Okay.
Interesting. The more you know.
All right. Well, all of you are more than welcome to beckon Sylvana whenever you're done with your private conversation. Like I said, they're just tending to the treants and speaking to some of the fae, plant-like creatures here, just kind of making their round.
Yeah, I think we're good to bring her back in. It's really, hey, do they need the stick? And if they do or don't, are they willing to accept you to help them get back to right, or
Okay.
grow, continue, whatever the right word is?
So
Or should we just burn the tree down?
That works too.
beckon Sylvana over. Sylvana starts walking over. Have you come to some decisions?
So really, we have a couple of questions that will help inform us. The first one is, since we have the staff, is this something that their society needs to have a ruler or somebody that I don't know, leads them, or is this just a token article that they think just links them to the tree?
Even the most simplest of items can be marked and revered as sacred idols. History and tradition is what the staff represents. I felt magic coming from it as well. Fulfills both purposes. To the people of the Sound, to the likes of you and me, I suppose the staff might not hold a whole lot of value beyond its magical properties in combat. I don't believe that the staff is what is required to lead the people. I firmly... The matriarch Yslina, they won the people by bringing them into a new age, away from war, conflict, and strife. Remember, the first matriarch, Kalima, they are the ones who brewed conflict with Thixians. It was their voice that trickled down to the Salinar that led to many and numerous attacks. They're created by them or in defense against Phyxian aggression. Both sides are at each other's heels, nipping. Yselina believed that there was a better path. A path towards the protection of Fae and protection of people, using the gifts that Talus gave them and provided their people. Kalima, they were like a brood mother. They protected their young, even if it resulted in the death of the aggressor. And the Fae that they did not, the Fae that did not believe in Talus, like the way the Salinar believed. Kalima looked at them, despised them, simply because they did not see the same as they. Without Trisha, Salinar will attempt to elect a new leader to their people. They will look for a voice of reason and guidance in the void. Someone that has great strength. Trisha was a prized pupil, the daughter of Yselina. They were being groomed to be matriarch. It was almost fitting for her to take her place. What was not fitting was for her to usurp her own mother. That was not. It was not right. And I do not know of what true events led to that moment. Yselina had many laws and rules instilled into the people to stop them from leaving. They feared for their people. Perhaps that fear is what caused more strife in the grove itself, from those who wished to leave and see the rest of the world, just like Trisha did. You will have two sides, I foresee. One side that still believe in Trisha, gaining strength, eventually to push the undead back, and then leave this place for the greater world. But I don't know. I did not speak with Talus. From the faces of all of you, it would suggest that Talus has some sort of pull, magic, over the Salinar. If Talus does not see that way, then perhaps the Salinar will not see that. It's what Trisha believed in the past. I like to imagine that Trisha still held some sense of self, even after the control of Talus. And then there will be remnants of Yselina's guidance. They will be those that did not stand when Trisha took the matriarch. They will be the ones to heavily rely upon to elect a new leader that moves for peace and prosperity with their people and the rest of the marsh and the wood.
What is the origin of this tree? Is it Fae?
I don't believe so. Not in the slightest. We, Freljord, were never allowed entry into the grove like we transported in. Not freely. It's not that I hadn't been there before, but it wasn't quite like that where we were able just to walk and then transport through. There was many guidelines and rules that we had to follow. I never even left where we transported in at and brought to that other shrine. It was only in the shrine remembrance that we met with the matriarch. And even then, Kalima's, we would not actually transport at all. It was only with the matriarch Yselina that we were allowed. As Kalima saw us Fairleon as Thixian. Fairleon, we have a way to sense, similar to a detect magic spell, more of a detect natural magic, and our reach is greater. And if there are plants in life, we can connect to them and extend that reach to others. We can sense the presence of natural magic. As we, Fairleon, are born of natural magic, we are grown from it, from a cycle, flowered, and birthed. Upon my passing, I'd like to believe, and I do hope, that I'll be put back to that cycle where I will reincarnate my new self and use some of my instincts and my knowledge I gathered throughout my life. None of the times that I transported into that space, into that grove, connected with the plant life, did I feel any natural magic at all. My connection, my reach was not extended. It was only in a few of the druids did they have natural magic, perhaps from their former selves, in the Wood of Red, or maybe the marshes at a later point. They find their way and their bond to the natural world. But the trees, the fauna, none of it. There is no essence at all of natural magic, not in the slightest.
Yeah, that tracks. The tree said he wanted one of us to stay because somebody like us planted him.
Oh,
Kind of
strange.
weird, isn't it?
I suspect that tree may be some sort of an abomination. Pale copy of the sun tree masquerading as some divine entity.
Like a god, hidden in disguise.
Well, the sun tree is an avatar of Pelor.
Child of a god. It's possible. But what god would Talus be a child of?
That's the part I find concerning.
If I spent time in the grove, I might be able to figure that out. But it would require me to connect with Talus and get closer. I might fall prey to the same magic that befell Trisha and the rest of the Salinar.
I also suspect, based on what we saw, that if you do that, any hope of you ever returning to your cycle is gone.
Don't doubt that. But it is a sacrifice. Come to the bottom of it and figure it out. The value of that knowledge could release dozens of those druids, you would call them that, from their service. Free them to the outside world. Break the bondage, what Talus holds over them.
I suppose there's plenty of options out now, but I think ultimately it comes down to what you would like to do. And judging by the way I saw you pacing around earlier, looked like you had a lot on your mind.
The last time that I transported into the grove, I was with several Freljord, one of which was Paxina. It was one of the last times that I had some rest. Some pleasantries. Now that grove is marked by violence, the death. Person I called a friend. It was only a few hours after that Paxina died. I see their people as or casualties of this war I would like to help them. I would like to help all of the Fae here. My mind, my self, spirit that is reincarnated. I am more of a mind of tradition, strength, military. So I cannot say that I do not see them also as a resource to use. It would be invaluable, organized attack. Never did we get all Salidar on our side in the fight against Kalima and Grugash. The Treants, as strong, how mighty they are susceptible to the waters corrupting as they drink naturally. No control from them. The sprites, as much as I love them, I also hate them. They can be quite annoying.
See that.
But in small numbers and in a collective effort, they would be able to destroy many undead. The undead would not even comprehend what attacked them. They are mindless, unintelligent creatures. And the others, the Alcedes, they are the plant-like humanoids that live in the ferns, mushrooms. They have gifts to calm emotions, empathy, and to other living things. So, you see, I am split, as I want to help all of you achieve your goal and also mine, but I see this as equal to achieving that goal. Not just helping them, but also bringing them to our side, using them against whatever force that we need to.
On the contrary, it doesn't sound like you're split at all. Sounds like you wish to rally them for whatever future struggle is bound to happen here.
I believe that's the
And
same
we're
plan.
pretty strong. We don't need you. You can go have fun with your druid people.
Actually,
That's
a
very
very
rude.
rude and blunt way of putting it.
You see as Savannah looks
Oh.
towards you, Donovan. I'm not quite sure I deserve that.
Yeah, mean it like that. Why does everyone take my nice compliments?
That
Look,
is what you
I'm,
call a nice compliment.
Well,
You attack
I-
a druid, a Salinar that had surrendered, and now you believe that you've given me a nice compliment.
All that
I'd
aside,
say
and
I understand.
Donlin, you're just digging yourself a deeper hole. Trust me, I know from experience. This is where you just keep your mouth shut. Okay, trust me.
Put down the shovel.
So, I'm not a military tactician by any means, but I understand what you're saying. I tend to agree with Claire here, though, that staying here, leading these folks, rallying these folks to our side, is both what you want and probably in the long run more beneficial to what we are trying to achieve and you are trying to achieve, because strength comes in numbers. And if you were to stay here and lead them into the future, just like past matriarchs have, then it will be more valuable in the long run to our goals that we were trying to achieve together.
I would tend to agree. In addition to that, if you could learn how to free these people from the grasp of this tree, or even better, how to destroy this tree, that would serve everyone.
Mm.
And finally, he will pull out the Staff of Tamaruk, offer it over to her. This contains the soul of your friend. We also have a book of rituals dealing with spirits and souls. Perhaps you will have time to try and find a way to free them. Understand that she is in agony every moment that she stays in here. Probably still preferable to being eaten by that tree, but it is a goal worth pursuing.
I see. I don't know what magic the staff calls to hold a spirit in such agony. I will try to do what I can with this book to relinquish them from that agony. Thank you.
It's the least I could do. Out of character, Pip has that book, and I believe he already learned all the rituals out of it, but I don't want to take it away from him in the event that he needs it for anything. But I assume we could make a copy or let her
He's
borrow it or
not.
something.
He's already done all of the rituals from the book there. The other one that he cares about is the Ulysses experiments on plane casting. That's what he wants to keep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't want to volunteer an item that he had without making note that
no,
he
his
might change his mind about that.
the ritual book is already used. So yeah, we can go ahead and get that out of there, and then I'll move your staff because you have the rod still. So I'll move your staff here.
Yeah.
One of 5 soul-sucking devices that Kanan has, down to
Yeah.
4 now.
I had 3 at one point. I've given up 1 and had 1 taken away.
Cutting back.
Professional soul sucker.
Oh, man.
Well, then it is decided. I am to stay. I will try to take the rule, reach out to many in the grove. Hopefully they choose and elect me, knowing I had some connection to Trisha as well as Yslina and Kalima, all 3 matriarchs that the grove has seen and had. As far as the staff is concerned, that is your choice to keep. You have use of it. If not, I will take it.
What does the staff even do?
All right.
Well, When I was
Oh,
connected
go ahead.
to it and I used it, it seemed to have some sort of pull to the drift. It was able to drive the connection between the minds, reading the thoughts, the ones that Talus pulled together. And I believe it is what the drift is also commands us to transport out of that place.
Wait, are you saying if you don't have the stick, you can't come back?
I'm sure I can find a way. It is what's in the moment. It is all that I had to transport away from that place that I knew of. I'm resourceful. I'm sure I can figure it out.
Just had to make sure.
That's 3 strikes, Donlin.
Yeah, that's fine. There's always next week. Baseball plays every week.
I think it's more like 3 strikes in your office playing in existence.
Jax, I would rather you have the staff if you find value from it. Your task and your quest ahead of you could be dangerous, and if the staff holds power that you need, then I suggest you use it.
I'm not. I mean, it may, but I'm not sure how valuable it would be to the group moving forward. I'll leave it up to the group because it was a group fight. So I just happened to be the one that luckily wrestled it away. So it's up to the group vote what we do with it.
I have no preference, but if it seems valuable, might as well hang on to it. If you think it might
It
be
seems like you just want us to tell you that you can keep the staff and you can keep the staff.
Well, like so the thing is, like, I'm not sure it would be valuable for me, but like I don't know Claire's, side might be valuable for Claire. Pip may be
You've-
valuable for Pip.
So you've had a long rest. Remember, the staff was exchanged before the long rest. So you technically identified the item. You is out of character, you can describe the item if you wish to the rest of your party, Mr. Joy.
So yeah, okay. So this, from what I can tell, I don't know so much about the drift and connections like Sylvana does. Although it does seem to have something like that in there. It seems to give, a little bit of power to attacks and maybe possibly damages. It feels pretty strong, pretty sturdy. Seems like I think I can't remember who it was now. Kane, I think it was you maybe that got stuck in the thorns and the bushes that grew from the ground. Seems like it could probably do that at any point that you want it, and then it also seems like maybe that some sort of a whip with some thorns can come out of it anytime is needed as well. So like I said, I mean it's probably valuable to hold on to, but like if it's my vote, I say we keep it. You never know when you're going to come across something like this again, but I also don't want to deprive the people here of something they hold as an idol or something that they hold dear to their culture.
Well, you're not a good aligned party. Keep the fucking staff.
So
Okay,
to digest what Jax had done in character,
Thank you.
+2 attack and
Oh,
damage.
Sorry,
The
I could
core
have just
staff-
said that too.
Yeah, the staff is a +2 weapon, which is pretty good. Core staffs are not anything to joke about. And then you can cast at will. There is no consumable. There is nothing waste. You can literally just cast Thorn Whip with this and Entangle from this as many times as you want. It is an attunable item, so you have to attune to it to get the properties of the Thorn Whip and Entangle, but it still functions as a +2 without attunement. You did a good job. You did a good job, Dustin. No fault on you.
No, yeah, I got most of it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to talk about the +2 stuff. That was a tough one, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's like
I
if
could've
had
just
to
said all
rate it
that
on
too.
a scale of 1 to 3, it'd be a 2.
Be right in between the 1 and the 3 somewhere.
I mean,
I still have no preference. It's up to you.
I'd say perhaps why not just use it for now, and if we pass this way again and you feel that it should be returned then, we return it. I mean, we're going to fight a fucking dragon, for God's sake. We need every bit of power we can get for that.
All right,
Yep.
settle then. Oh, I'm sorry, Claire. Go ahead.
Yep, I agree.
Settle then. We'll keep the staff to aid the fight.
As you wish. Hopefully it gives you the power that you need in your quest ahead.
Well, should we go then? We're burning darkness, as it were.
It is a dangerous time to traverse in darkness within the marsh, but you will lose many hours if you stay here for the next cycle.
Shall we
So-
go?
Is there one of you that is good with following trails and navigating this wilderness?
I mean, I
What?
can, I suppose.
You're a ranger, so yeah. You also got a map. Follow with the map.
Best as anybody else, yeah.
Yep. Give you good luck in your journey ahead.
Thank you, thank you.
We'll see you again soon. Don't worry. Well, maybe not soon because of the whole time thing. I still don't understand the time.
Donlin, I have a strange feeling that at the end of this quest, I may have to come to your rescue to bring you back to life. Just know
That
that even
is not a.
after the attack on a surrendered druid, and the compliment that you thought was a compliment.
Insult.
Phrase that. The insult that you thought. Well, thank you. The insult that you thought was a compliment. I still will bring you back. No matter what actions or whatever you do, I will bring you back.
It's awfully nice.
I will warn
I'm
you.
glad we could be friends.
You may come back not as yourself. Your soul, your spirit inside you will be the same.
Now I'm curious and kind of interested to see what happens.
Something to look forward to then. The next time you die.
Probably when I fight the next dragon. They like to eat me.
You are snack sized.
So Frelian would say, Salawin, into the bogs of Thilka. You'll need all of the magic, luck, as you move about this desolate place. I will see you when you return.
Well.
Well,
Move off.
I guess we just ride the wolves towards the tower.
yeah, I think that's the plan.
We're short of wolf.
He can ride with me. I'm small.
What do you mean?
No, that's a good point.
That's actually true.
Or she can ride with me. I'm small.
Podzug looks towards you, Donlin. Never had two people ride me.
Are you weak? If not, shut the hell up. I'll get you alcohol later.
Oh. Well then, okay.
I've got you some alcohol now if you need it.
No, he's got to get us there first.
Aye, aye.
Also,
It's like
watch your bag
carrot.
tonight.
We noted.
Where you see as the party here is beginning to mount these white wolves, clinging the warmth of their body. So you move your hand across the fur. It's like icicles, but then soft at the same time. And then it's warmth right for the body as it kind of comes and cuts through the cold. Not much use in the marsh here. It's humid, and there's not much chill even in the night here. So you'll have to kind of pick yourself and swing around that. The rest of the party seems to not have difficulty with this. Todzog also will lower themselves down for the small Kender here to get upon themselves. And so you're able to ride behind Donlin if you wish. I don't know how that would Donlin be in front or behind?
I feel
you
like
put-
you
It's
kinda
like a
Yeah,
Lord of the
in
Rings,
front,
right?
yeah.
In front, right? It's like a Lord of the Rings
In front,
situation.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hobbit in front, right?
But
I would have to be in front.
I feel like he'd have to be behind if he has all of his like glaives and
All the,
great axes
yeah,
and shit
the
on his
weapons.
side.
weapons.
Yeah,
Especially now that I just got the bane, so now I got 3 weapons again.
his weapons rack.
I mean, if he's in the front, you have to like hug around him like some giant ass porcupine.
Glare the whole
Surely
time.
you
got
It's
saddle
So
dodging.
you
bags
could just
or
be
something.
holding on to the weapons. It's like handlebars for the ride. Just
Use it to
up
steer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just steering him. Steering him.
Oh,
Wrong button. Don't have anything. I just got to step
Start
away for
calling
1
him
second.
Remy.
So it's up to you, Claire, if you're going to mount the wolf. I mean, it is something that's not what you're used to at all by any means, but the party is maybe giving you some reassurance as they mount them easily, and the wolves do show case intelligence, speaking in common tongue.
yeah. It's definitely one of those cases where it's like, go they want to like touch it and then look at everybody else like, really? And then it's like, fuck it, okay.
If it makes you feel better, it's not actually a wolf. It's half dragon, half disgraced soul of a giant.
Half giant, half dragon in the shape of a wolf.
I'm Todd's.
It also breathes frost.
You mount Donlin's wolf here. He gets to speak in the common tongue. Yes, I'm or hinder as they call in giant tongue. I am a wolf that was born of magic, blood of a dragon, and disgraced soul, a giant that never reached the halls of Thrym, did not achieve glory or victory. Fortunately. You see as they stare longingly at Lance.
Wait,
So do
you want
I-
to tell him why you're disgraced?
Huh?
And what carrot you just let me bribe you with?
What? What'd
Yeah,
you say?
you heard me. You want to tell him why you're disgraced? Huh? Huh?
I'm an alcoholic. I have a problem.
So on your path up to the mountaintop, you kind of just veered the wrong way. I see.
My God, Deuce.
How can you fault me? The warmth of a nice hearth. Soft, sweet nectar. Mead.
We're working on it. We had him sober for like a week.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess
See,
there's
it's
not
like-
much alcohol in the.
They
Marsh,
flick
is
around their
there?
jaw. They hold out from their tongues. They look back. You see a little token there that says 1 week. I don't think I deserve this anymore.
Oh, you managed to find some in the marsh. I'm so proud, yet oddly
I will say,
curious.
if
Bro, that's some like
in the stream and for the group, if you do struggle with it, I'm not making a mockery of it. Right. Just playing on
No.
some tropes. Just for some
Do you have, like,
comedy.
Oh, uh,
But
With
the
all this
man
going
managed
on.
to find some like moon hooch in a log somewhere.
Yeah, like I'm impressed, dude.
With all of this going on, I'll walk over to him as everybody's distracted talking and say, "Hey, why don't you try some of this?" and offer him some halfling green to.
You know, that's the reason
Edibles.
that they became a disgraced spirit in the body of a wolf.
Are you
Is it-
trying to get my wolf high?
No, it'll
There was
help.
a term
trust
that
me.
giants had when we would take this bitter paralysis. I forget what it's called. Sulborg. And drunk on mead. We called it crossfaded.
God damn it!
Did you want some?
No, I should resist. We have a long journey ahead, and I need to be sharp.
That's a good Todd Zog. I'm proud of you. I know I don't say that a lot, but I am proud of you.
You're not the same wolf we knew.
Is that the point?
Yes, yes, it is. You're
Yeah.
good.
That is the entire point. That's why I'm proud of you.
So is Lance, you're on Brunda here. Pippleby and Iska, obviously. Jackson, Olas, Blair, and Donlin on Todzog. And then Kanan, you are on Flusgear. Flusgear. As well as Brunda, having no issues. Iska's maybe a little bit scared, but finding some steel and metal, the pack. And then as Olas, the cowering, you see as they're reluctant to leave Jack. So as the rest of you begin to leave, Olas halts. The pack begins to depart.
Olas, what's wrong?
Are you sure about this? Are you 100% right now?
No,
Well, then what are we doing here? Why don't we just
I don't
leave?
know.
My God,
I don't
get
know
outta
what we're
here.
doing here. I don't. But look,
Okay, we went from the tree. You told me to hide. I hid.
Mhm.
Now's the time that we should hide. I don't think we need to get involved with any of
No,
this.
you have to hide strategically so that people then think you're brave when you're really just hiding to save yourself.
I don't think we need to be brave. Not right.
No, not. Look, we're just moving a little further in. It's fine, okay? Like, I don't know what's going on either here, but look, here's the thing. We're both in this for something, right? You have to prove yourself. Quite honestly, between you and me, and you can't tell anybody else. Stop. You can't tell anybody else. I need more money. I've got to have more money.
Riches and coin.
Yes. You don't have to be brave for that. You just have to be at the right place at the right time.
How is that supposed to get me to the halls of Thrym?
Well, it won't. You will get there by being brave and getting me to the right place at the right time.
To make your
See?
fame and fortune?
I mean, you'll be like the person that is brave enough to fight the dragon and slay it by yourself while I'm helping from really far away. And then your claim to fame will be, I slayed a dragon all by myself.
Okay. Slay dragon all by myself.
Mhm,
Why can't we
mhm.
just tell people that? We don't have to actually do it.
But Thrym knows all, doesn't he?
Yeah. Maybe not
Yes,
here.
you can't lie. I mean, look, Donlin's on Thrym's bad side now because he broke a cup. What do you think Thrym's going to think when he finds out you lied?
Wait, Donlin broke the...
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to spread that rumor around the rest of the pack, I mean, that's up to you.
precious and revered item in all
I know.
of the sacred texts.
We all know, and believe this,
And
Donlin
it's me.
and his wolf have stopped drinking because of it.
It's a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing. Donlin's an asshole since he stopped drinking. I mean, to be fair, I guess he was an asshole when he was drinking too, but
I'm just
definitely an
lost.
asshole now.
I'm lost now.
Look, you know what I do when I'm lost? I just take a little bit of this, and I'll offer him some halfling green, and then I will take some myself as well. Now we can be brave together.
Gonna be brave.
Get you
Oh,
to
brave.
Thrym, and get me my fortune.
Yep. All right. There we go. See this. Olas then begins to move. All right. We are on our way to North Santra. Nobody tell how much you can sell.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and take we'll go ahead and take a break here. So a good stopping point before we get into the stuff at North Santra. Before we go to break, I need to know who is going to be in control of Pip if we come to combat.
Oh boy. I don't. Not me, probably. I'm probably the worst one to do it, to be honest.
I can do it. Bards are my weak spot.
Oh my god!
I can't not
too.
play
I do.
Bard.
I do. Deuce is going to be like
It's a bard, man.
my bot.
You can't offer a bard and not expect me to take it. Every other class, I'm okay if other people play with.
Mm-hmm.
My bard.
All right, so I've given you ownership permissions here. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 7:20 p.m. PST. For watching the stream, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. And we'll be right back. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
All right, welcome back. So much for rejoining our. I was gonna say rejoin the Rizmasters. The Rizzlers here. No, good dad. Tell otherwise spoken. So we're on the wolves here. We are riding the pack, and we are heading in the southwestern direction through the Rasselnest, through the forested region of the marshes and veiling that has loose swamp and marshland that's more scarce here. You have large bioluminescent fungi that grow towering tall in terms of their height. We're talking even like 30 to 40 feet tall times. Large, massive diameters, and to encompass those fruiting bodies. And so you're having to dodge, I suppose, some of those at a time, and you're always on the lookout for undead. You are going to notice some things, Lance, with your passive survival. There are undead that have roamed through eventually after moving about 2,000 or so feet in that southwestern direction. You will eventually find where the horde has traversed through in the direction of southwest, which is not so dissimilar from where you're going, except you're going in more of a western direction. So you might be eyeballing, looking, getting your perceptions more keen at this stage, or more alert, I should say. See if there's any lingering undead. You eventually will find a few of them that are kind of trapped underneath some of the logs and the bramble of the branches that cling and the roots of the trees that are uprooted. You'll actually find them like trapped, and they're just kind of like in there and just like stuck.
Just
they're
stuck.
Right. And like not able to get out of them of their own strength. And so they're just, don't have the intelligence to try to wiggle themselves out. They're just kind of there. A mercy kill, if you so choose. You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, ammo's free, and it can't hurt to, God forbid they, so you manage to get free and go cause trouble.
Yeah, so you just kind of finish the several that you find there. And now we get to a point where you're getting into the thick of the fog. You have the map, and I only need you or somebody else to help you if maybe, but I just need a survival check or a cartographer's tools if you have them available. But it's really just getting a good bearing to approach the tower. What is that?
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
he's got it.
Guess
Yeah,
he's
knows.
good without help.
Well, you look
Got
at the
that
map.
Army survival training.
You look at a tree, and you mark the tree at a codex. Touch the tree, and you get to press wooden little dials to tell you the direct coordinates of the tower that you need to go to. No, magnificent, brilliant. You are able to use the map in direction of certain landmarks that might be present in the wilderness and the terrain that are getting you more and more into marshland, but where the river might be a little bit more wide and not necessarily as narrow and deep. So you're able to traverse across that. The wolves, riding them, they're quite tall. They actually will only get the water to their chest height when crossing the river. So just kind of maybe a little bit of the underbelly. So not very much in fact, none of you will get soaked at all. You're able to pick your boots up upon riding them. Your legs. Donlin, you don't have to do that at all. You just kind of keep your short little stubs.
Just say crisscross on the back of the wolf.
Right where they're at. No problems at all. And you're going to cross a stream is what I would call it. I wouldn't really call it a river. And it's kind of moving at a very slow pace. You'll see that from a lot of the foliage, like the reeds and the grasses, they're almost like bleeding like this black ooze into the water. And you start to surmise that if you head north up these waterways, which most likely come from the southern Frostfort Mountains, that this water will be clear, it will be drinkable. But the conditions of this place are changing the plant life, they're changing the water, changing the soil. And so that corruption is just kind of constantly filtering into the water. As you cross over, you get through the thickest of the reeds on the western shoreline and that stream bank, and you can see that there is a large black tower that is clinging in the shadows of the darkness, and it is able to be seen by the actual height of it, and the darkness of it creates an even more dark in that moonlight that might be coming through the fog. The tower is over about 100 feet height, and it's difficult to fully tell exactly what it is because of the fog, and so you're still having to make your way through. You have undead that are going to be patrolling around here, but the actual perceptions of the wolves are keen enough that they're able to smell them out without having sight and able to avoid them.
So, having gone through the siege of Fort Farron now, seeing that the undead can be controlled to some degree, do I think that these undead have actually been tasked with guarding the tower, or are they just here incidentally?
I'm not entirely sure you can figure that out without actually approaching them. The tracks that the Horde didn't go this way. They seem to go to Farron River itself instead of this stream, this tributary. And the land, the low marshland here of Norsantra. You'd have to get close, too close, in fact, that you're really... You really would only be able to hear them, and then the wolves would smell them. Their stench, that rotten flesh, really is paramount, and the wolf's actual senses are not dumbed down by any means by the fog, because they normally perceive through smell. And so you all are a little bit disadvantaged because of the sight line is really a maximum of 60 feet in this fog right now. And your perceptions truly rely on sight. It's also dark, and there's a little faint moonlight coming through that fog, which lights it up slightly. Again, it's your choice if you wish to go encounter them to figure that out. You also might be able to take another survival check here. There might be a track of the patrol that you're kind of moving through to see if they're kind of roaming in maybe a circlic pattern around the tower. You know, maybe they have like an actual route that they're doing here. That would be a survival check upon dismounting from the wolf and just taking a little bit more time.
Yeah, I think that's more what I was going for, with trying to see if they had any movement patterns or anything else it might suggest.
Guidance.
Guidance. All right, Faith, you're gonna be on that every time. I gotta hear. If I don't hear the guidance, you ain't gonna get it.
I'm gonna put it on the soundboard here.
Put it on the soundboard in Discord. I like it. Yeah, go ahead and do another survival check for me, and then you can add a D4 to it if you wish.
Okay, I will do exactly that. And I need that D4.
Oh boy.
The water and the soil and the grass resetting kind of, of its own, as grass does, it does move, right? So you are able to see that the grass is matted in a path from some of these undead that move, but it is unclear if they're routing like around the tower or if they're like going back and forth from one point to another. Like, you don't really know that. You would be able to conclude that they are of some distance from the tower. You haven't really come in the realm of even 600 feet of the tower yet, and the undead are this far out.
Got it. So if they are guarding it, they're taking a very wide berth of the tower, or like really roaming far away from, which is not ideal for actually guarding a structure.
Exactly.
Close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Would I say I've noticed? I mean, we saw a few sparse undead around on the way here. Have I seen an increase in the number of undead, suggesting they may be coming from here?
From the three that you saw, you would probably be able to guess there's right around 2 to 3 dozen undead around this tower, this Norsantra, just on the eastern side. I think based on tracks coming to, you would not find any that would go east.
Got it. Okay. Well, running into a bit more undead in around this tower. I don't know. There don't seem to be guarding it with a purpose here. But there seems to be more of them. I guess we're supposed to just keep a lookout for them. We're trying to get close and actually get into this tower.
You said things to kill? I'm gonna draw my axe.
Well, there's no.
Just try to be
point.
quiet about it first, then kill things that notice us.
Yeah, quiet. Nolan's gonna look at his weapons and his armor, just kind of like clanging with every footstep.
I think
Mainly
the
we
best way
just-
to be quiet here is for Donlin to just silence everything.
I mean, if they're in the way, I wouldn't go out of my way to kill any extras because there's always more.
As for-
Exactly.
As for going in, Lance, I think we have to play that by ear when we get up there and see what it is exactly.
It's true.
Honestly, I have no earthly idea.
So we're avoiding the undead that are moving about.
I think
the-
that's the plan.
If
Okay.
possible.
Yeah, no, it's possible. But the grass here is quite tall, so you will find on average it'll be about 5 feet tall. So you're able to move through this with quite a bit of stealth, just naturally from the undead that would move through. It's really more about dodging them, which the wolves are perfectly capable of with their sense of smell. So as you approach the tower, you're going to get within a range of 60 feet, right? That's going to be your kind of sight here. And you're going to see that the tower begins to build from a foundation as if it's kind of sunken in. I'm going to go ahead and activate this scene. Pause here as you all come into it. So, the tower is made of a very particular sort of pattern, cranials, and as it's kind of sunken into the earth, you're unclear if it's kind of generated from the earth or if it's just further sunk into it from the weight of how tall it is. So these kind of bevels and other sorts of cranials, as well as, what's the word, like bastions as they kind of extend outwards. The stonework is all seamless. There is no actual grooves in the stone. So upon looking at it, it almost resembles a solid piece of stone that has been chiseled down and made smooth with the walls. And the entrance that protrudes is a vaulted sort of V, right, as it kind of extends like that bastion as it does. And that is going to go all the way up to a opening here, again, about 100 feet or so up there. And it's almost like a bunker in the way that it's opened up, like a slit up there. And from there, water seems to just be pouring down from that slit, and it's just kind of falling down all around the entrance here. So around here is water as it's kind of flowing down and filtering into the sunken area, almost kind of forming a moat, but that water drains far too quickly for there to be a body of water to form. It is a very low velocity, right, low volume waterfall that cascades down on either side. There is a slight rampart that leads up to the entrance of the tower that kind of works itself just down right where the map ends there, and the grasses cling to that and rope around, and you're kind of pulling yourself in that grass at the present moment and pulling yourself and looking at the tower, and it stands very majestically and again extremely large. The tower itself is going to be over 100 feet in its length and its width. So it is wider and longer than it is tall in some aspects. Is on pop.
So, what's the protocol here? Do we knock? Do we just go open the door?
I don't know if we want to necessarily knock. a lot larger than I thought to kind of look around the outside in a timely manner as well. So, maybe we just go and let ourselves in.
Well, I suspect if there is anybody here, they're probably not going to want visitors, so I don't know that knocking's going to help.
Right. Okay, if we're not knocking, then, well, Domlin has a door to smash through.
We can do a little quieter than that. Just give me a
Yeah.
second.
It may not be locked. We don't know.
Oh, it has to be locked for me to smash through it? That's news for me.
Necessity and
Before everybody comes up, Donlin, take a step back here. We want to make sure this doesn't have anything that's going to hurt us. So I like to check the door for traps.
Okay. In front of you is a X, like the seams of the door are kind of in that X pattern, the crossing over. So one goes to the top right, and the other goes to top left. And so you're looking for a locking mechanism, perhaps. The center point of that appears to be a kind of a pattern of like an octagon, like almost like some sort of stone or some sort of trinket is supposed to fit in there. And it's not something that you currently have representing. So might be maybe a way that you can get a piece to work in there, find some sort of mechanism through some of the grooves and use your thief's tools to try to trigger it. It's unclear. But right now it is very smooth, this black obsidian-like door. It's kind of funnels the same sort of stonework of the wall. It's all blackish in its color, and it kind of reflects and shines slightly. It's very beautiful, I suppose. Now, as far as the door itself, it is kind of rooted into these pillars that form some of the bastion that extends upwards to maybe anchor or support further. And there's like these yellowish veins inside of the obsidian. So it's like glowing slightly with bioluminescence from the yellowish of the veins of that stone. You can make an investigation check if you're looking for traps.
While everyone's so fixated on the door, I'm going to give a good scan up and down of Claire with my true sight and just see if anything looks other than as presented.
Okay. You're going to look up and down. There doesn't appear to be anything within your range of vision here that would seem as odd or an illusion or anything other than what it is.
Including party members.
Well,
aside from Jax.
Yeah. Aside from Jax. Yes.
Talking about, leave me out of this.
It is.
Welcome to Group 9, Claire. The most trusting, non-trusting group ever.
Just got the holy man checking you out, that's all.
Two Paylor people going at it. So this stone piece in the door that I think serves as a locking mechanism. Have we ever seen anything that would resemble the pattern, or is it just something totally new that we haven't seen?
I think it's something that is new that your party has never seen, but I would imagine you as a character would have some background in seeing locks such as this. It is not uncommon to have form-fitting locks rather than key locks. And it's really just about having an object that fits into the place to kind of mount in, and then somehow it should trigger the mechanism. Now, is it a mechanical mechanism or is it magical? Because if it is magical, you will find yourself having difficulty even if it is the right shape. Unless whatever it is wants you in, whatever controls that lock.
Well, guys, this is I don't know how sophisticated it is, but I can't tell you if it's anything that's going to require magic to open or not. So we have really 3 choices here. One is I can try to pick this and go that way. 2 is we knock, see what happens. 3. I can't believe I'm saying this. We let Donlin have a go at it and see if he can destroy the door.
There's a 4.
Okay.
Push on it.
I did give you thermite.
It's a fair point.
Just destroy
I
the
don't-
lock.
I don't think that thermite on this type of lock would work to destroy it, but that is a good point.
Well, I was gonna say if it's a simple, 2 hinge, 1 pin door, you just destroy the pin rather than the lock itself, and the whole thing swings open.
Yeah, we could try thermite too. So I guess there's 4. So
Again, a destructive entry, a little bit more.
right, I think that kind of goes along with Donlin breaking the door
Yeah,
down, right? Like,
of course.
so I guess try picking it first. Anybody
Yeah,
have any
that-
objections?
You did verify that it's actually locked, right? Did you push on it?
In front of Kanan, I'll be like, of course I did, and I'll put my hand on the door, see what happens.
Put your hand on the door, and the door opens.
I told you, look at the magic here.
Well done.
The man.
Stretching in front of you are 2 statues that are kind of perching themselves down, almost in like these bows to gain favor and trinkets. The same stonework continues upon the floor as it does the walls. The entry quickly is going to build into a large ceiling height of roughly 40 to 50 feet. There are 2 pillars that you can see on either side of the structure here that are reaching themselves upwards of solid stone with that yellow vein. And then there is a staircase that is suspended in the air by chain from a central pillar that has multiple little pillars that are extending down, so that staircase can have movement from underneath it. All in all, it is very void and open. There's not any sort of furnishings at all. It's just a large open hall of some sort. There's a 3rd pillar in the back, and then there is light here. Large, kind of dim, I would say large dim light from the yellow veins that are kind of glowing from those pillars. And then as well as green light that is emanating like a kind of what's the word for it? It's having kind of like a swirl, right? So it's like coming through, and then it's going back, and like coming through and going back. So where it's like brighter, and then it's dim, and it's brighter, and then it's dim.
Well, shall we?
How tall were the bowls again?
They're roughly 17 feet in the air. Jax, you step forward. From your vision, you're able to see some sort of Orbis flying monster with many tentacles and a ghastly white central eye that represents your patron. You see as it's missing many of its appendages, its eye tentacles about its body. Its lovely flesh is sort of pulled and torn. It is nearby a statue of a elvish wizard or sorcerer, some magic user that is robed, holding a quarterstaff in its hand, and upon the quarterstaff there is a lantern of large stone with a green, ever-lit crystal that is giving off that swirling energy. Your passive stealth as you make your way in is not going to be able to be perceived by this creature. However, it does hear the steps of Donlin as Donlin begins to pull forward. Their heavy armor is beginning to move, and you notice the creature is becoming alert and is beginning to motion themselves, hovering in that position in the direction of the movement.
I'll for the party, there seems to be another Belrugar type creature over to our right as we're coming in. It's alerted to our status, so I'm gonna go see if I can't talk to it. I'll make my
Those are
way toward it.
Very dangerous.
All right, everyone roll initiative.
They are. Yes. Kidding.
You can drop Pip wherever you want, and you can roll him up.
So could you actually move me forward behind Claire?
Yep.
Thank you.
And then I'm unpause it for Pip. Go ahead and move Pip wherever you want.
Yeah, I feel like he'd probably just be with Lance hanging out.
Oh, there's 5 of them. Fun.
Yeah, they're babies.
Right, so as we start our initiative here, you can see that the flying Orbish monster, Jax, as you reveal yourself rounding around the corner and approaching, saying and stating that I will talk to it. You see as it raises itself with the tentacles, now alerted to your presence, and also to the sounds and the motions of your party behind you. And you can see the eye tentacles as they whirl. The eyes are completely pale white. There's no actual iris or pupil, so it's just simply white. And as it pulls itself, it is in a threatening position.
Are you spawn of Balrugar? Directed at that one right there.
Okay.
And I will ready the attack action if one of them gets into melee range with me.
Okay.
And am I able to ready the attack? I can't ready a bonus action. Okay, that's all.
Okay, so readying the attack action. If anything comes, you said anything comes in range?
Melee range.
In melee range, so very specific.
Yeah.
Gauntlet drip.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna walk forward because I ain't seen shit. Oh, it's all the way over there. And all the way over there. I will. Bonus action. Use the Crown of Alderfish.
You didn't have anybody targeted. Damn you.
Oh,
It actually works, though. It's okay. Which one do you want?
does it?
Oh, does it? It always rolled an attack when I did it.
I believe I
realized
fixed it.
I
Hold
can-
on. Let me see if I fixed it. I thought I actually fixed it. Round
I
of
can
Alderfish is
reroll it
a
and not use the-
passive effect. No, I didn't do it. I didn't know. It's okay. I didn't do it. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I thought I did. I didn't do it. Pip, you want Pip?
I was gonna. It's everyone within 60 feet, right? Or is it one person?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to see here if you
Yeah.
get Pip.
Fire
Here's
allies.
your
Fire allies.
Statue. Play clicker. I'm looking at if you can kind of see them, right, in terms of I think it's hearing is how I had the item designed. Yeah, so you should all be able to hear each other here. So I'll get a D6 Bardic Inspiration.
And then I'm a dash. I will end my turn.
Coming out of the stone wall as it liquefies is a towering crystallic construct creature. As it towers itself, it turns forward with glowing green eyes, billowing crystals as they shimmy and glow and reddish in color. They begin to move as fast as they can in a full run. It is a dash in the direction of you, Donlin. Of course, they crush into the ground as they move. They say no words, no nothing. And as they do that, they're going to motion their left hand in the direction of the entry, and the door is going to shut as it opens in the triangle-like shapes, filters itself into the wall, and then is now closed and shut on either side, and there is no lock or handle on this side. It is smooth stone as it fits into itself. Another creature is going to emerge on the other side and is going to do something similar as it begins to run and full dash.
We're fine, guys. We're fine.
Got this.
Jax, you're within 50 feet. You're going to have a greenish ray sent out at you. It is a disintegration ray.
Oh, yeah. We're perfectly fine.
Mhm.
Oh, my God. I'm dead.
All right, 15 is going to be a success. You're able to dodge out of the way and take no damage. Creature is going to slowly pull forward and hover 10 feet towards you.
And it didn't answer, just attacked, right?
Nope, just attacked.
All right. All right.
Oh, there's still a boulder. Okay.
All right, Pip's up.
All right. He's gonna walk up so he can see what he sees, and then I don't see charges on his wand. He hasn't used it in a while, right? He still has all of his charges.
The wand was out of charges the last time that he tried to use it. I see the wand has 7 out of 7 charges right now, and the spell book is. If you go into spell book and go all the way down, you should be able to see the charges of the magic items. It leverages a module, and that Ice Storm from there has had a huge bit of difficulty casting from it, but alas, it is 7 out of 7.
We'll just try Hypnotic Pattern. I don't think he would waste Ice Storm just yet. You get, yeah.
All right, both creatures are going to fail. However, the construct creature is immune to the charm and incapacitated condition, so Hypnotic Pattern has no effect on the creature.
Well, that's good to know. And then a bonus action. I'm gonna use him to give myself a bardic, namely because I'm the only one that didn't have one.
This seems like
Oh my
prestigious
God.
treatment. Oh.
A fighter with his own bard. What are we going to do?
That'll end his turn.
Pip is slowly turning into Tartan. Oh no! All right, let's hear it.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20. Do I see things? Yes, I do see things. I will attempt to shoot that fella over there.
Okay.
So off we go. Oh, I didn't have.
Nothing was tugged.
Didn't even have him targeted. I'm a fool. I don't think I need a bardic for that, so let's see.
18 hits, and you will do 14 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage to the creature as it lands to the kind of upper right of the Orbish creature.
Okay, and I will go ahead and push it south. Did Crusher work? Did it move?
Yep.
Cool. That's nice automation. I like that. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and do it again.
Okay.
A 16 might miss, so I'll go ahead and roll that bardic.
All right, spending the Bark Inspiration, there'll be a 19 that'll hit. You do 16 points of bludgeoning thunder damage as it once more you land, now shredding off more of its upper right as it kind of explodes off in a large slab of undead flesh.
Okay. And think that will be my action.
Okay, Claire, you're new to the party, but there is a lot of creatures here that have merged themselves. The disintegration race of the greenish beam sending outwards. That's magic. At least magical effects.
All right. We guess we'll start here. We'll kind of look over to Lance and be like, "You might benefit from being unseen." And we're gonna start off with the twin spell, greater invisibility here.
Okay. Probably still broken, so we'll just have to probably apply invisibility to Lance. I think it works for you to keep up, but most likely will expire from Lance there. No worry.
And then we will go right there and throw out a bonus action spirit weapon. Oh wait, no, we
Can't do 2-level spells.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah. I got myself right there then. No, that's it. Yep.
Play BG3, y'all! Come on!
Yeah.
Get with the times.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
spend any more points. Yep.
That just hit me.
I don't know what happened, but it was doing stuff.
There's a lot of action there.
Yeah, there is a lot of action happening. Yeah, so you have CPR, spiritual weapon. Yeah, it like literally will prompt you with all these dialogues and stuff. Yeah. Can you interrupt?
All right, well. People seem to be sort of aligning themselves over in that general direction. I guess I will head this way. Oh, there's a lot of folks. Too far away to do anything about any of that. Yeah, I guess I'll just take a dash and
Yep.
come another 30 feet here.
All right, so you're going to get into melee range of that creature, or at least kind of motioning in their threat range, perhaps. They're just kind of following you as you're running by slowly. They're turning towards you.
I do not like the look of that thing. And I don't have any particularly useful bonus actions at the moment. Yeah, that'll end his turn.
All right, ending turn. My creature begins to flutter. This one will go 20 feet as it begins to reach forward and is going to look towards you, Donlin. At 60 feet here, will be able to fire. It's going to launch a greenish beam at you, which is more, I would say, turquoise than green in terms of its color, from one of its eye tentacles. Succeeding with the 20. Paralysis Ray hits you and you can feel yourself going numb. Very similar to the fight with Ulissa when you were getting held over and over again. You were resisting.
Here we go again.
This one relies, though, on your constitution, and that is an easier stat for you, so it's more resilience through the blast that would otherwise make you dumb, and so you're able to kind of fortify yourself sliding into stone very briefly before recovering. The onslaught is not going to stop as another creature emerges, pulling itself from between the statues on your side, Donlin, and this one is going to fire off a blue beam at you. That is going to be a 17, which will also succeed. This one you will take half of 32, 16 points of necrotic damage. As the bluish beam hits towards you, hits into your shoulder, you can feel some of that necrosis pulling closer and closer. This creature is going to come in melee with you and is going to go in for a juicy bite. 18 is your AC.
Yep.
18 will hit you. It is going to strike down for 19 points of piercing. However, this creature's bite is considered non-magical, which means you have resistance to it. You take 9 only. Jackstrap?
Kanan, sorry I helped you last time and you left me. I'm gonna go help Donlin here, and I'm gonna move. Yeah, I know. Hit the space bar. I'm gonna move 40 feet this direction.
Some change. Come on, where's my change?
And I'm gonna use my. I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash here, and move another 40 feet into melee with this dude.
Okay.
And I'm gonna attack him with the dragon scale dagger here.
Oh, all right. 27 will hit. Prompts or sneak, yes. 18 points of piercing and acid damage dealt as you land towards a very similar creature towards your patron. You jab towards the upper orb, sliding, cutting through, billows some of its guts. So this creature is not bleeding by any means when you cut in, and actually it's just like lumping some maybe of its organs out, but they're really rotten, desiccated as they're just falling out. This creature is definitely undead, and it does not resemble at all a live version of what your patron is. Donlin.
Yep. Now in my turn.
Alright. Bonus action. We's gonna grow.
Into the mouth!
Ant-Man, that man.
Man, now I have weapons to choose from. We're just gonna stick with my great axe.
Coming in for the Great Axe of Yilthing. Very powerful weapon indeed. Strikes for 22 points of slashing damage as you take the axe, now taller than the creature in terms of height, towards its frame, slapping down with the axe directly in the orb like a bouncing ball. Boing! Bounces off the floor with a large cleave.
And we'll do it again.
Next axe strike, 31, will also hit. And now you do a slide, the lateral strike, swing, cutting through the creature as it tries to reel itself back, but it's very slow, incredibly slow in the back.
And that will end my turn.
We now come to a construct Crystallic. It is going to charge forward, and as it charges forward, it's going to go 25 feet here, and then is going to vault itself into the air and land down here. And as it does that, it is going to send out a energy surge.
Fucking rude.
Okay, so this is going to target the eye monster creature with the energy surge. It's going to ripple through. It deals 30 points of damage to that creature. It's unable to succeed. You two are going to succeed against the effect. You will take half of 30 points of force, 15 only, and you do not suffer the subsequent action, which is knocked prone. The creature that's floating cannot be knocked prone. It's a hoverable creature. This is the end of that construct's turn. You've began to run forward. This one will meet you headway as you charge towards it. It is going to go in for 2 slam attacks upon you.
I will use a reaction to become immune to physical damage.
Okay. All right. You now come into the play. Is this magical damage or is it not?
Valid.
That is truly the question. The construct slam attack is considered non-magical. So as it comes through and slams down, you'll harden yourself and become immune to both strikes. I won't roll the multi-attack here because... Oh. Going to bed?
Yeah. Where are?
We're in this tower here. We're fighting. They're going to all die.
It's possible. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert, chat! In case you were curious what happens in the next 45 minutes, we get our asses whooped.
You want to tell them good luck? Say good luck. Say good luck.
We're gonna need it, I think.
A new friend. Yeah, we had another person join us. You see him on Saturday sometime. Okay. So I'm not going to roll the multi-attack there because the second slam attack will do no damage for bonus hits. One's a little dumb. It seems to be chasing Jax, so it's like looking for Jax, come from around the corner, and it will see Pip only, and is going to fire off a red ray in the direction of Pip. Ooh. Down, Deuce, my man, the Rose, 17 will succeed. Having tap into that bark inspiration, that is a fear ray. To become frightened of that creature there. Kanan, this one is not going to bite you. It is going to attempt to send out a bluish beam at you here.
He will never forgive us if we get Pip killed while he's gone.
I know,
would
right?
never
Can you
get
imagine
killed.
if he character dead? 25, your hardened bones, your resilience. This is necrotic damage. You have no resistance or immunity, so you're going to half 39 to 19. However, it is a form that you potentially could use your reaction to try to half again, but you've already used your reaction to harden your bones. So we're halving 39 to 19, so you'll take 19 points of necrotic damage as point blank with the eye tentacles reels kind of above you and sends down the beam like a holy light down to your shoulders, and you brace against the blow as best as you can. Pip is up.
Think he's gonna talk shit to the one that just shot an eye ray at him.
Valid.
Creature will fail with a 12, takes 3 points of psychic damage, stares intently at Pip.
And then Pip is going to back up into the hallway, and then just start.
All right, Lance, you're next.
Okay. Well, seeing that I am now quite invisible. Forward. Ooh, hey, look at that. There are two people that are within 10 feet of each other. I'm going to target this one.
Excited.
Aha! Yes,
All right,
I shall move that
18
target.
will hit. You'll do 13 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage. And I will accept. You take-
Huzzah! That ricochets south to the big guy.
So as you hit towards the right side of the orb, bouncing it forward into the crystallic golem here, 24 will hit, and you do 14 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage.
Kablooey. I now target the golem with the Horde Breaker attack now that they are within 5 feet of each other. Sponsored by Crusher.
Sponsored by Crush. 22 hits as well. You do 12 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage.
Which ricochets north.
23 is going to hit. You do 13 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage.
And then the... I just realized... Oh yeah, no, it is. And then I will attack again at the north, and it will ricochet south.
$27 will hit. You do 15.
And... Huzzah!
Nice.
That's 20. You do
That's 20 indeed.
21 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage.
Thank you for the twin greater invisibility. We're best friends now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not convinced that I am in fact invisible to some of these things, so I'm going to start moving. Just 5 foot shuffle left and start heading toward the pillar to get some semblance of cover.
Okay.
That will be my turn.
All right, ending turn. Going through the wombo combo there with Shockwave bouncing the orb into the crystallic golem, then shrapneling multiple times between them. Claire, you're
Who's
up.
a pinball wizard.
Alrighty. Yeah, let's blast this one a couple times.
$23 hits. You do 13 points of force damage. 30 hits. You do 15 points of force damage.
And now we'll do the bonus action spiritual weapon.
Good luck with the prompts.
Yeah, let's see here. It's a blank box.
Click it wherever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now I believe if it's CPR, I think it gives you the attack in your features tab now.
Well, it gave me this companion manager pop-up that's completely blank.
Mm-hmm. What I can see here is I think you have a
Oh, yeah.
feature in your attack, maybe inventory.
That. There we go.
Ooh, but does the spiritual weapon get the triple advantage? Does it get any advantage at all? No,
Technically,
it does
I'm
not.
making the attack.
Yeah, right. I have to take the first roll in the set. The spiritual weapon is where the attack is emanating. It is not a visible creature. It is a 2 on the dice roll, is what it looks like here on the chat card. That is going to be, your modifiers are super stacked. So 9 plus 2, 11 plus 2, that's a 13. That will not hit this creature.
Is the spiritual weapon a creature, though? It's just a weapon?
I can't give you advantage.
I mean, it's glowing.
I cannot give you advantage for the invisibility, which triggers that. And there's no element accuracy on the spiritual weapon. Swinging, man. It's swinging. If you can find a ruling, I'll give it to you. If you can find a ruling for this,
Some discussion on it, and
I will allow it. But I have never played that the spiritual weapon gets any sort of advantage from a caster that's invisible at all. But like I said, if you can find a rule, you got Crawford chiming in. Maybe I'm okay to. I'll read it. So if you want to back it up. I'll retcon it too. So if you want to go through it, I'll retcon.
Okay.
All right, Kane, you're up next.
All right, wow. Both of these have done distasteful things, so we are going to hit them with an amplified tentacle strike.
Rest in peace. All right, 20 hits, you 9 points of force damage, and 20 hit will hit as well. And that'll be 17 points of force damage, and you're getting advantage because of the Crusher critical.
Did I not actually? Hold on. Should have elven accuracy. Did I forget to turn that on? Oh, no, I haven't.
Is elven accuracy for range?
Anytime you attack using charisma, wisdom, or intelligence.
I see. I wonder because it's using the macro on the creature, it's probably not proccing your elven accuracy because it emanates from your character sheet. So if you want to crit fish... Oh, actually, no, I see it. It rolled 3d20s.
Oh, it did roll 3d20. Never
Yeah.
mind. I just didn't see the dice pop up.
I didn't see the dice either, so it did do it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. There we go. We're gonna do it again.
Rinse and repeat. Another tentacles, they emerge from your body. Extend outwards towards the target. Swing towards them, bashing them through on swipes. That'll be a 21, which hits. And it'll strike for 25 on the Crystal Golem. 20 will strike into 23 points of force damage as you whirl. And that is going to give you 14 points of temporary from the undead Orbish Eye Monster as you cleave a tentacle right through its mouth and up through its large central eye, almost kind of ripping through its eye. And they kind of take it, hit into the ground, and pull the tentacle outwards. The spiritual weapon didn't have to do a thing.
Oh, that's
It's just jam.
Just jam.
And that will end his turn.
All right, ending turn there. We will now come to a flying creature on the bottom right side of the map here. This creature is actually going to maintain its position, I believe, here. Yeah, Donlin, because you're still in range. And it is now going to fire a bright green ray towards you. $18 is going to be a success as you're able to be nimble upon your feet, Donlin, here in a giant's form, like a tiptoeing ballerina. You dive and duck and dip and dodge away. Ending this creature's turn. This creature is going to sit in its position as well, seeing plenty of targets. Jax, you're revealing yourself here and seeing a kind of a little bit of position situation here. It is going to opt to fire a turquoise beam in the direction of you. Succeeding with a 17 as well, resisting the paralysis, and similar to that to Donlin, you're able to sustain yourself there.
All right, I will attack this one right in front.
Okay, 20 will hit. Procs for sneak. 14 total points as you kind of see this creature is heavily damaged from the axe swings of Donlin, as well as your stab. You then kind of take the dagger through as it lowers itself down. Take the dagger through kind of its lower left jaw, ripping and cleaving it out. The mouth just kind of falls off hinge and then topples and rolls to the ground.
I will then use my fast hands to toss out a smoke powder satchel.
Okay.
Oh, I can't get both of them. All right. Just going to go for the one that's right down here.
Creature will fail with a 5. It's going to take 10 points of force damage.
Best animation here. There we go. Then I'm going to use my movement. To move behind this guy here based off what he did last time. And I'll call that good.
All right, Donlin.
All right, this guy's got to die.
All right, you're going to take the Great Axe and come in for a slash. This creature is immune to all slashing damage, regardless if it is magical or not. As you take the axe, you're trying to find a cleave blow in the crystals, and what happens is the axe strikes it like a flint, kind of sparks off of it, but isn't able to actually cleave into the stone. You will need a weapon, such as a bludgeoning weapon, perhaps.
All right, cool. That's unfortunate.
Headbutt.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Headbutting it.
Took that, you bitch.
Man, what the fuck would Donlin do here? I think I would honestly walk away and give it the attack of opportunity.
All right. $30 resisted to 15 as it hits for 27.
Okay. I want to walk over here. And I will second wind.
Cover 11.
And oh,
Natural wood. Oh my goodness gracious. You see, as you charge forward, being slammed towards the back, you trip off of your knee and you come swinging, and the Orcish creature has that perfect time where it's just kind of flutters backwards and you miss.
this is so unfortunate. I guess I will end my turn.
Ending turn, creature turns in
You
the
fucking
direction
left
of you,
me
Jax.
right there.
Right in the corner. You see as they are going to come in for 2 slam attacks towards you. 26 at disadvantage will hit you, dealing 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to use Hellish Rebuke on that.
Comes striking through. Okay. Alright, creature is going to succeed with a 21 against your DC of 17 and also has resistance to fire. It only
I
takes
fucking
3
knew it.
points of fire damage. It will make a secondary slam. 18 will hit you, Jax. You have no reactions
I
to take
will.
place.
Runic shield that. And force him to reroll.
Alright, I'm just going to go for another attack, make the first damage. Second dice is an 8, and that is better than a 5.
God.
We're going to take 24 total points of bludgeoning damage from the strike. The first one is what the damage die is. You have 1 point left as the 2 heavy strikes come down. One strike shears down. The second one comes through the stone. As it's crushing and destroying some of the wallwork of the city as the glass shards as they sprinkle down, the stone actually begins to heal rapidly as if it's regrowing and it's alive. Creature looks towards you with glowing green eyes and is relentless and says nothing. We're not going to come to this creature. We're going to also come to the ruling. So David sent over some stuff here to my DMs from Jeremy Crawford on the X. And it is a one-liner. Yes, the spellcaster is the attacker with spiritual weapon, the one doing the targeting. And I will leave it up. Yeah.
The ruling that he was responding to was whether...
Yeah.
Like attacking somebody within 5 feet, I think with a ranged attack or something like that, would cause disadvantage. But what he's saying is basically whatever conditions affect the caster, whether they're hidden, whether they're some other disadvantage or advantage clause, it still affects the weapon. It's not its own entity, like say a summon or something like that.
Sure. It's wrecking my brain narratively to think of a spiritual weapon floating by that it doesn't see somehow gets advantage, but I asked for evidence, and evidence was provided. 11 points of force damage will be carried over towards the construct from the spiritual weapon rather than the floating eye monster creature. This crystallic golem is going to kneel down and begins to grow more crystals and heals itself for 20 points of health.
Stop that.
Ends its Seeing you, Kanan, this orbish creature in the top left is going to send out a reddish beam towards you.
It's like, does my elvish crap affect fear? I can't remember.
Not fear. It's just
No.
Yeah, no,
the
it's charm
charm.
sleep. That's right. Oh.
Ooh, hot dog.
Oh, it like closed before I could try and roll the bardic. I don't know that would have mattered.
Your choice. If you want to roll it, you can. It's a D6, I believe.
Yeah.
Could go 14, yeah.
All right.
Give
Give me your roll.
Why is it -3?
Manual
chat
D.
There we go.
Okay. Oh,
No.
2. That is going to be a failure. And you are going to be frightened. This is not a frightened that you have to run away by any means. It's you see towards this orbish creature as a perilous, not perilous, but a ravaging sort of monstrosity as it grows and wilders, and you feel like you can't come closer to it. You feel like you've disadvantaged, right? So that sort of thing. And you'll repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Fine.
It is up.
All right. You will do something. The golems aren't made of metal, right?
No, made of crystals.
Of any sort. Yep. Okay. He does not have a lot.
You can use Poe.
Nope, that thing is dead. He is going to talk shit
Stated character
to the golem.
Succeeds with a 21. It's a DC of 20. Takes no damage.
All right. I think the only person he can actually see right now is Kanan. So, yeah, do big things, sir.
I'm so scared. Please hold me, Pip.
And that will end his turn.
All right,
Alrighty.
Lance.
Well, I think Kanan and Lightsaber over there can finish that golem. So it's looking not too rough or not too hot. Start heading back this way. And I guess there's no real good clustering of enemies, so I'll go after the golem to the right. Since it seems to be the bigger, more dangerous bad.
27 hits, you do 13 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage as you land, shedding off some of the crystals.
Okay. I don't see. Is Jax underneath this token, or is he somewhere else and I just don't see him? Oh, he's up in the corner there. Oh, you can check. I wonder if it's
got a
Commander
bid.
Strike is if you can hear me. Oh, but you don't have your reaction because you Hellish Rebuke.
That's correct.
So I can't command him to Commander Strike. Okay. In that case, I am going to apply a distracting strike against him for having just hit it. Cool. So an extra d8 to him. And then I'll attack him a second time. I don't benefit from my own distracting strike, however, so it'll be someone else.
We'll see what the macro does. I think it's going to give it to you anyways.
Huh.
14 bludgeoning and thunder damage. Let me see. Do you benefit from your own distracting?
Shouldn't. I think it's an other creature that attacks it gets advantage.
Yeah, the other attacker is the condition. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right. I'm gonna roll.
should
it.
I just apply it to him and you add back the HP? Oh, there you go.
And then you can put back a Battle Master point.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. All good.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Yeah, we don't have any. I don't do auto damage applying.
Yeah,
I apply
of
everything
course.
manually, so it's easy enough just to click it and put it back the effect. Claire, you're up.
All right.
Blasted him!
All right.
Pew pew! Alright, you do 15 points of force damage as the blast lands, shedding off a bunch of crystals from it. Natural 20 from the Elvish accuracy, 23
Nice.
points of force damage. You shed such a blow, striking through from the crystals. You see them shedding, almost falling apart. A lot of the crystals from some sort of metallic spherical orb of a greenish metal in the inside of them. It slightly has an opal tinge as it glows. You then send another blast with the spiritual weapon here, catching the leg, cleaving through from the force damage. It then topples forward and then rolls upon itself as the crystals all topple down in and of itself.
So, okay. And that'll do it. And then narrative justification. Let's say, like, without invisibility, like, using the spiritual weapon, they're like kind of like miming the attacks.
Sure. I would probably just say that the spiritual weapon is invisible, because I think that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
Whatever is
yeah.
affecting
It
you.
just shares whatever.
I think
values
whatever
have.
you have, the spiritual weapon has. That makes way more sense in my mind, and I think miming your stuff is doing it as well. But that makes I think it makes it easy to narrate. Just say that it's invisible and it's swinging through. So, Caden, you see the creature is dead in front of you. You have been targeted by an Orbish flying monster to your top left from here. But you can also see you have a little bit of sight line of Jax's blood pooling down from the corner there.
It's a flesh
Yeah.
wound. It's fine.
How many limbs are you
Man.
missing?
He put himself in the corner, man.
No concern
Nobody
there.
puts baby in the corner. Well, I can't go. I don't want to go towards that one. This one seems to be raving or something down there by itself. So we're gonna go this way. Oh, hello.
It's Raven down there.
I think I can just get it. Let's see.
Man's about to hit Jax for his last health.
I'm not. He's out of my range. I'm very specifically checking my range. Yes, 30 feet. Okay. Now, granted, the way these templates expand and go around corners and stuff, it might actually hit him, but the ability won't hit him.
Oh, your cone. You should be able to hit the
Yeah.
construct with the cone. I don't think you'll hit Jax with the cone because it'll pick up the
Yeah.
wall.
So I will amplify an energy barrage at the construct.
All right, creature fails a 13. Will take 14 points of force damage. It is restrained.
Yeah, that'll end my turn.
All right, go and make another wisdom save, please.
Oh wow. Why not?
I think you had that already. You already used it, right?
No, that was a different one.
Multiple 14. Let me see here. All the inspiration. $14 is a success.
Nice.
Breaking the fear. Holding back. Bright green ray fired at you, Donlin. 20 is a success. Whenever you make saves, I got
Dodging and weaving, man.
You're dodging and weaving, my man. You're dodging and weaving. You got +4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're rolling good. Pocket disintegrations, you're able to get right out of the way.
I can only roll saving throws. That's it.
I love it.
I mean, if you had to pick,
Paralysis ray heading towards you, Donlin. You're able to succeed against the paralysis ray. Ending turn. We now come to the top of round 4. Jax, you are up.
I had to refresh real quick. It was locked up. It was frozen for me. So give me 1 second here.
Okay.
There we go. I am back. And I'm in a predicament here. So I'm going to use my bonus action to heal myself here and take a potion of superior healing.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. 50 points. Chugging it down.
Then I'm going to attack the guy standing in front of me.
Your last drop of that 24,000
Oh!
gold piece.
But it's not
natural
sneak attack,
20.
is it?
It is. It's restrained. You have advantage.
yeah.
Oh,
so
is it
you have
restraint? Okay.
advantage, So yeah, it's
Yeah, buddy.
That potion tasted real good.
It sure did, bitch.
All right. So
Here we go, though.
you strike into it. And fortunately for you, it is immune to all piercing damage. I'm just kidding. It takes 40.
Oh,
Psych.
Jesus.
This is just lashing its immunity.
And here's where the mobile feat comes in handy. I'm going to use that now to get the... Why am I
You bugged out.
able to move?
Can you move now?
No, I'll just use the ruler. So that was 5. I'm bugged out. Yeah, I guess I can't use the ruler.
you're super bugged. I think it's from the cloak of displacement.
And then I'm just going to move up around this corner right there with the rest of it kind of hide behind the statue.
Okay.
And then that will end my turn.
Okay.
Do I need
Yeah,
to refresh again, or...
No, I think it kicked you out because the cloak of displacement errored out at you, and now it's kind of freaking out. I think you'll be fine if you can't move next time. You might want to do a control-fied refresh, but you might just be bugged in the turn order at this point, and we should be able to cycle through, and it should correct itself.
Yeah, for me, it's still on the beholder. There we go.
Yeah. All right, Donlin, you're up.
All right. We are going to bonus action. Put my nice axe blade And some poison. And then we swing it.
All right, 32 will hit. You're going to do 16 points of slashing and acid damage. 31.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the rolls. Did you not
Wish
roll
my damage
underneath
rolls
a
were up
certain fucking 19s and 18s? Jesus! 18, you'd hit even if your modifiers were shit, man. You'd be hitting like crazy. Smacking this fucking creature around. 18 dealt. You see it crushing into its desiccated, but it has hardy flesh, muscle, and tendon. You're kind of having to cut through all of that to try to find some sort of vital area of the creature, or just simply wear it down.
I will end my turn.
Right, ending turn. I do need to look at a range of something here. Creature is going to recharge itself, recovers 20 here of healing, and is restrained still, unable to do anything else. My monster on the far west is going to see Pip, and is going to fire off a bluish ray at Pip. Drops Pip for a Constitution 6.
He's good. Those
Nice.
20 is a success. You'll have 40 to 20 points of necrotic damage. Prompts your concentration. Succeeding with an 18. Ending of that creature's turn. We now come to Pip.
He will just do some more of that talking shit.
Fails with a 12. Takes 3 points of psychic damage.
And then he's gonna go back into the cubbyhole.
And hides. Lancer.
All right. I'm going to step forward. 5, 10, 15. Hello. Looking left, looking right. That fella off to the right is not looking too hot. And there's nowhere close to him. That's fine. So I will target him. I will. Construct poisons probably won't work, so I won't bother with that. I'll just shoot it twice.
You do it twice. Steady she goes. 22 hits. You do 12 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage, and then 14 for a total of 26 total. You send shrapnels. Multiple pieces of its crystal body are falling off of it, chunking into the ground. It is worse and worse, but it's still standing, wobbling slightly, powered by the interior core. It's now see-through. You can see it. It's this kind of opal coloration and is a metallic spherical sense of it inside of its central chest.
Duly noted. I am eyeing that. I might have to try to collect. That's my turn. Thank you.
All right, Claire, you're up.
All right, let's just start moving this way. And fire off a couple shots here.
Okay. Eldritch Blast! 27 hits, 8 points of force damage. Second blast, another natural 20, but only one of the damage roll, 16 points. The second blast, once and twice, threading in to the orb-flying creature. It was just freshly mocked. It didn't deserve such tragedy. Kanan, you're up.
Alright, well. Mosey on over this way. And I saw Jax get out of the harm's way, so we will just hit him on one of these.
Ooh, nice. That is going to take it out. You strike through 18, smashing 26 points of force damage. And that is going to give you 14 temporary, which just replaces what you already had.
And then I will continue my movement to here. That'll end my turn.
Okay, ending turn. Donlin, you are only one presenting to the hostile creatures at this stage of the fight. Crystallic golems toppling down the same way that the other one did. They fall to the ground of this obsidian marbled floor. The creature is going to fire off a red beam at you. Succeeding with a 23 with another 19 on the die roll. You have rolled, I think, probably 50% today, higher than 15 on the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're way, way above average on all of these rolls.
Always rolling
But this is going to be another bright green beam at point blank from this creature, and we were going to test your fucking luck here. 17! Oh my god, I can't even. This fight is fucking over. It's over, man. It's crazy to me. All right, Jax, we come to you. Are you? Is your turn? Does it say that in the turn order?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay.
There was a 10-foot move. Boy. Everybody kind of left that side of the room. All right, so there's another 30 feet. I'll bonus action to not leave Donlin behind. And I'll attack this guy here. I will not attack that guy there.
15 is going to be a miss.
I will use the remainder of my movement to... Sorry, I don't want to be in melee range of this guy. It was right there. And end my turn.
Okay, Donlin, you're up.
We're swinging.
Coming for the swing. 23 hits. You 31 points of slashing and acid damage from the coated Great Axe of Ylfing. Slicing in. 28 comes through and does 19. The acid dribbling through its central eyes. You cleave into it, tracking it as it kind of explodes with that ooze that's desiccated like a sludge of pus. You are welcome for that mental image.
Absolutely gross.
Got all of that.
Just gotta like brush myself off as I walk forward towards the next one. And you know what, for good measure, I will drink a potion of healing.
Chug-a-lug-a-chug. 14 to you.
And then I will end my turn.
Ending turn. One's floating, mocked freshly as it's looking for targets. It is going to be a little bit out of range here. It is simply going to flutter itself in a dash, going 40 feet total in a hover. So it's just moaning and beginning pulling towards Kanan as it's feasting on its frothing of the mouth, and Pip's kind of hiding there in wait. The creature slowly turns, recognizing Pip. Pip's up.
Pip is going to tell it to shoo and go away.
Shoo and go away. Creature is going to take 11 points of psychic damage and is going to fail. It's going to use its reaction to use all of its movement to get away from the source of the whispers, which is going to make it go 20 feet in that direction.
And then Pip is going to take 5 feet away, and that will end his turn.
All right, Lance.
Going to 10, 15, 20. Okay, it looks like I'll go ahead and start with the one that's injured.
Okay, you see this one mocked, now whispered as it runs away. You hear it muddling to itself. Master! Master! It's slowly beginning to pull itself away. And you, Adam, have a source of striking resemblance. This creature, you've seen it before, but from a different character. 27 comes through. You 14 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage. As you send shrapnel towards it, just like Maldor had to do, had to put it down.
Had to put it down.
Put it down.
You're dead.
21
And
comes through. Another shrapnel, the same gaping hole that you've ripped through of its back left region. You send another sling bullets directly through as it crackles and pops. Sends towards itself, crashing into the pillar.
Curse flat. Okay, that I move a little bit more, and that'll be my turn.
All right, Claire.
Alrighty, let's just move the weapon down this way, which, by the way, is in the shape of just like a giant metal boot.
Metal
And-
boot.
Yep, just a metal boot. They're here for
So-
walking. And how about here?
Eldritch Blast coming through. 27 hits, 14 points of force. Second blast. So many d20s on my 12 points of force damage. No.
Alright. And we're good.
All right, this one is still incapacitated. It's just fucking raving over there.
It's got its headphones on, doesn't even know what the fuck is going on.
Man, it's like the janitor and the like, and all the shit's going around. He's just mopping the fucking floor over there.
Might even be able to leave it alive on this rate. Kaden, you're up.
I mean, I assume you have it handled down there. Guess I'll just take a dash over this way.
Oh, you're coming for the slaughter, okay? You're gonna put the raver out of its misery.
Well, yeah, I was gonna help, and I'm like, nah, I guess it's gonna take forever to get over there. I might as well just start moving in that direction.
Blue beam sent towards you, Donlin.
Let's go.
Success with an 18, having 42 to 21 points in necrotic.
Oh shit!
Ending its turn. Jax, we now come to you.
Yeah, move up here. I'll attack that guy first.
All right, missing. Now hitting as you strike in, cutting one of the tentacles off. You 19 points of piercing and acid damage.
Before I move out of range here, I think he's okay, but I'm gonna give Donlin a little my bonus action, a little healing here.
Healing Donlin for 14. How are you doing this? Because Donlin's huge compared to you. What is this? Don't tell me. Don't tell me, man. Don't say it.
No,
Likes to climb
I'm wearing
up
full
on him.
plate armor, sir. You can't do that.
And then I'm going to move back out of melee range again, and end my turn.
All right, Donlin, you've been healed from somehow. Let your imagination
You probably just
paint
like
that
ordered him a
wild.
cut on my leg.
Paint it wild.
Oh yeah,
So
Don, that's exactly how Jax did
32,
it.
16, striking resilience with your saving throws, retaliating with crucial and devastating blows. I think that has to be your 8th 19 on the die rolls so far. Finally, we have a low roll, but still 4 with that axe is going to hit with your modifiers. You have the belt, you have the axe. 17 strikes into this unarmored, dense creature, dealing another 18.
Damn, he's still not dead, huh?
Nope.
Not worth blowing anything for. He can't hit me anyway.
All right, Pip is by the door.
Pip can't see anything all the way back here. Who put him all the way back here?
You? What idiot did that?
Who idiot did this?
I think he is actually too far away to do anything. So he will dash 30 feet.
Okay.
And end his turn.
All right, ending turn. Lance, you're up next.
Alrighty. I think there's really one guy left to take care of. So he's going to start moving here. Actually, take that back. I don't want to take Donlin's program to kill. I don't want to be that guy.
Let him have it. I feel like Lance is
100%.
just lighting the cigar at this point.
I'm 100% taking
Done.
that. So.
It's doing.
And yeah, 55 feet, we're good. So I'm gonna target the guy that's vibing down there. I
All
suppose.
right, you target the Raver. 25 will hit. You do 15 points of bludgeoning and thunder damage, and you've awoken this creature up from its beautiful music stupor.
No more slacking on the job for you, sir.
18 hits, 12 points of bludgeoning thunder damage.
That one's
Okay.
gonna be the one that hits a disintegration ray.
Probably.
Mhm.
Oh, you had to put that in the universe, man.
It's out there.
It's done deal. It's gotta happen. Okay, that's my turn.
Ending turn. 2 successful sling bolts into these creatures here with Shockwave. Claire, you're up next.
Yep. Let's add into the Rude Awakening here.
Fella never had a chance. 23 hits, 13 points of force damage. Next blast comes through. 30 hits, 11 points of force damage.
Alright. And we're just gonna scoosh this back here. Right.
Right, creature is awake indeed as it turns, rotating, very stupendous as far as what it sees and what it does. It has 2 targets it can see, but 1 target it can hit. That is going to be Pip. And this is a bright green beam at Pip.
Damn.
Almost good. Almost good. For Kane, if you're watching, I almost killed you. Alright, ending turn. Kane, you're up.
So I guess we'll just put this thing out of its misery. I don't spend any resources on it.
Just a regular energy
Angle.
barrage here. Alright. 7
Just give him a little
points of force damage. It is gonna succeed. It gets a 19 on your 19, so it's gonna take the 7 down to 3.
Finish it off already. Move over here.
Alright, Keenan. There's gonna be a turquoise beam sent out at you. The one you just struck with a barrage. That is a 3. That is going to paralyze you from this blast as the turquoise beam hits you, catches you off guard as you send your barrage towards it. The creature is kind of negotiating as far as hostilities and sees you as a threat with the magic you used. You are paralyzed. You can repeat your saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Oh, come on.
Seeing that, Jax is going to run up, and as he runs, is going to hold his dagger out and just stick it in and then run it all the way down the side, because this is going to do it right here. I'm telling you right now.
Zipper, you're coming down with a
Oh, holy
23. 18 is enough. See, it begins to kind of cascade opening from itself as multiple desiccated organs begin to filter out, lowers itself down, rolls back towards you. Now, this paralysis is a magical effect. It is not a spell. It's not concentrated. So, Kanan, this is still impacting you, even though the creature is dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donlin. All right, I can. I'll use my bonus action to dash to get up here next to Kanan, and we'll call it good there.
All right, ending turn. Donlin, your kill was taken from you. That is what everyone seemed to try not to do, but here comes Jax for the glory.
And he claims he ain't a thief. Come on now.
Right?
I don't think.
Would a thief apologize?
I will dash. I mean, you did that was pretty on purpose. You could have went over and gave Kenan a restoration potion.
I mean, that seems like kind of a waste at this point, honestly.
I mean,
Yeah, besides, Kanan didn't give me a potion of healing the other day, so.
I didn't have any.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's a thought that counts.
You know what? Just to see if this actually works for once. Come here, bitch.
You're
No more
taunting?
Oh, God.
It succeeds with the 19.
Yep, that tracks.
It literally has a -1, so that's fucking great.
They get all the nat 20.
I got a
of
nat
course.
20 on it. All right, Pip, you're up.
Alright, Pip's gonna walk forward. And also not wanting to waste anything, he is just going to tell it to go fuck itself.
All right, that is going to be a failure. Takes 6 points of psychic damage. It is mocked. I love music.
And he will end his turn.
All right, Lance.
Okay. Second verse, same with the first. Shoot twice, ask questions later.
Ooh, 13 lands in the central eye with a large pop. Cracks, ooze, and pus begins to popple out. 11 sending back towards the eye, hitting with pressure, hitting accept.
Slide to the right, and that will be. I'll just move it out of the way here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, ending turn here. Claire, you're going to be up next.
I will follow that lead.
Blasting away. The invisibility here. 25 lands, 7 points of force. As another natural 20 comes through with the Elven accuracy, 23 points as you land a blast directly through its central eye, splittering and exploding out the back end. That is going to be the end of combat. Kanan, go ahead and make a roll here for me. Wisdom save, please.
Claire rolled 2 nat 20s in that last one, by the way.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for the process.
Wait, what was the wisdom save?
I can't tell you that.
Oh.
That's for me to know and you to never find out.
I was like, wait, did I have another effect I didn't know about? I thought I forgot about something.
Well, that was fun, guys.
Anything cool in this room? Nope. Cool. We're going upstairs. Bye, guys.
Hold your horses.
You don't want
There's
to check out
something cool here.
the green gem over here?
Oh, you talking
It's
about
light
that?
crystals. What?
Perfectly good crystal golems here. Them power chip sources in there worth plenty.
You can get them on the way out. There's only one door.
Oh, speaking of which,
I suppose.
there might even not be one door since we don't know how to open it. We killed the golem that closed it.
Oh, I can open it. Don't worry about that.
Oh,
Did you not see what the... Oh, your back was turned after you left me, Donald. I forgot. Did you not see what the golem did when he hit the wall? The wall healed.
The...
I guess nobody saw that, did they? Yeah, when Donlin left me with the golem all by myself, he hit me and he hit the wall and the wall healed.
You know, Jax, your tone, you seem to be harboring a lot of resentment these days.
He put
Happened.
himself in a corner and then wondered why I didn't save him. I don't know what he wanted me to do there. He could have just stood behind me like a good little stabby boy.
I was bot. I technically I was behind him. Either way.
Just so you
No, those are two very different things.
Just so you know, the crystal golems are item piles now, so you just be able to double click.
Yeah, I'll go loot this one for you. I got you.
I appreciate it.
I'd like to take a look at the green crystal deal in the statue's hand, I guess you said, the way you described it?
So it is described as a robed elvish wizardry fellow. that has a quarterstaff that is slightly tilted downwards towards you as it's kind of stamped in the ground. It's kind of down there. And then there is a lantern that's dangling by chain of stones. All of this is the same sorts of obsidian-like stone, and in that lantern is going to be a green crystal. Now, there is no actual glass pans of the lantern. It's just held there in there. And the crystal is quite large. It's about the size of you. So it's a massive crystal that's just giving off this light.
Oh, there's some visible people over here.
Hmm.
Excuse me, not gonna step on you.
Oh, yep, sorry.
Donlin, you
Pardon me.
think you can grab this crystal? I'm not sure how smart that is, but
You know, for you, Jax, I'll grab the crystal. And yeah, I'll grab the crystal.
Okay, so it is significantly large and very heavy. Go ahead and make a strength check. All right, so with 19, you're able to get it and kind of hold it there in terms of your hands, and then you're kind of like lowering it down with a large crush. It kind of cascades down to the ground a little bit, and you're kind of now bracing it so it doesn't just like fall over on itself. It did have a setting inside of the lantern.
What do you want with this?
I don't know. Seemed like a cool thing to grab. I'm just too small.
I mean, it's heavy. I'm not carrying this around.
Maybe Lance can take a look at it. Hey, do me one more favor. You got any magical weapons that you aren't necessarily too fond of?
No.
How about a magical weapon you're willing to hit one time against the wall?
No.
What if I were to give you a magical weapon to use against the wall?
Sure.
I just don't know if I'm strong enough. All right, I'll try. I'm going to walk over to the wall right here, and I'm going to use my Masterwork Darksteel Dagger here to hit the wall and see if I can make any kind of damage on it and see if it heals like it did when the golem hit it when he had me in the corner. While telling everybody else to watch.
With your dark steel dagger?
Yeah.
Go make a D100 roll for me. Sent out.
I knew this was going to happen. Could be good or bad.
You strike into the wall. The dagger with piercing. It's kind of the solid obsidian stone. You're able to fracture it, like a kind of almost maybe like a spider web look to it, but no pieces are really going to fall off. They're going to hold there, and then they rapidly heal in a matter of seconds. They're just kind of healing the wounds from the spider web crack.
Well, did you guys see that?
What the hell did you do?
Yep.
I would point out that if there's anybody else upstairs, they likely know we're here now based on what happened downstairs.
It's true.
Does that look like any magic maybe, or any spell that's known?
You make an Arcana check if you wish. Are we leaving the crystal there? We're not doing anything with it?
Right. I just left it up against the wall.
I just want to make
I'm
sure.
not carrying that. There is one thing that I want to do though, and that is just because Donlin and his craziness. I would like to cut my hand and pour some blood while I'm tall into the bowl and see if offering blood or sacrifice does anything.
Very unhygienic.
Grabbed all the good stuff there in terms of tiles. You grab your hand, you cut, you pour some blood into the bowl. It begins to slowly drip down in. Does not seem to have any sort of effect after a few seconds. Turns to minutes. Nothing seems to happen. 16 Arcana check. Melding, molding earth, right? So if this is an earthen material, perhaps there is an enchantment to kind of manipulate the stone. It could also be a mending spell if this is like a magical sort of item. This whole thing is maybe have a mending or it's constantly healing itself. You've never seen anything heal or fix itself in that time frame. It usually takes a while to correct. And so it has to be a very powerful enchantment spell, or some of the realm of maybe transmutation.
Well, whoever put that enchantment on this tower must have been something else.
Well, we're kind of stuck in here, so I guess Donald's right. We go upstairs next.
Of course I'm right. I'm always right.
Heading up the stairs.
Right.
So you all gather yourselves together and you begin to get ready to head up the stairs. I'm going to go ahead and end some of these conditions simply because I'm not really advancing the time clock a whole lot because of the way the time's just sorted here. And so I'm going to kind of try to trigger as best I can, and then if I can't, I'm just going to manually end those things. So the coding will end, I believe. And then as well as the giant smite from all of the looting here. You are able to find, of terms of the orbs, 2 orb of crystallic power. I don't know how it went to 3. So I wonder if the item pile is glitched out upon changing hands with quantity. But there's only supposed to be 2, 1 in each of the creatures. Those have a little bit of description there. I've removed the other part of it, so you don't know what they are until you identify it. And I've also put a little drop down of a tile there with a little crystal, just to kind of showcase that you did remove that crystal, and that's where it is. And then I'm also going to move the light source over that instead. That is going to be it for our session today. I'm not going to get into any more shenanigans. Press forward, we'll get a little bit further past time, and we also have to consider level up. Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Experience points. So.
I mean, I would assume so.
But we're kind of I don't know.
With
I don't really feel it right now. Just kidding.
If we didn't get 133 XP, I'm gonna be a little upset.
I gotta put that shit in EXP layaway.
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm moving over to milestone leveling now. So, yeah, so sorry. Let's see here.
All right, Cannon, call Grugash. We're getting that level 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
call him up. Call him up.
Claire
I think you mean level 3.
alone rolled like 20 nat 20s tonight.
Yeah, I didn't crit once, despite how well I was rolling. It was
To
literally
be
15
fair,
to 19.
I'm rolling a
That
lot of
was it.
D20s.
That greater advantage,
Yeah.
elven accuracy, yes.
I mean, and that last one that was there was 2 nat 20s in that roll.
Yeah, that one.
2 of them.
Everyone was rolling high pretty. We had Dodlin and he rolled below like a 17 on any save.
Yeah, so I was gonna say if all times to roll really well, this was a good time, but also if you did this during the dragon fight, I was gonna say if you did this during the dragon fight, man, that's when you need it. Let me tell you, that's when you need it. So watching these rolls come through, obviously this is good you're doing it in this fight because this can get out of hand pretty quickly, and the way these creatures work. So that was really good, but. If you can sustain it for the dragon fight, that would be interesting to see. That kind of luck. That's pretty crazy. Head of the casinos,
It was
man.
this and the hag fight.
Yeah, that's true. Donald's just on a roll.
It's just
man.
saving
No
throws.
pun intended.
Just saving throws.
All right, so we have
63,999.
3,147 experience each. Should put you all at 67,014. So it's gonna be a level up. We can get our little level up sound.
Nice.
All right, nice job, everyone. I'm going to close out the stream now. So if you're watching, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. I hope you check us out next week, Fridays at 5 p.m. Normally, today we start a little bit later. so I can get settled in from stuff I had got going on. Thanks so much again, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.